it would be very, how the best way to say this, it would be not the best place for Renmark to win a preliminary final against Loxton this afternoon.
And Loxton coming with this last, they're going into the breeze. We can see the sock on the other side of the ground. The wind is favouring the Pine Avenue or swimming pool end of the ground. So it'll be interesting to see what Cody Vumard does today, because he won the toss last week and kicked against the breeze. I'm not thinking you can afford to do that against the Renmark Rovers today.
Loose ball in the centre square, 3.5 minutes played, but Loxton dribble it over the 50-metre arc. Luke Harder, the former A-grade coach for the Tigers, gets a booming handball out. And
a couple of don't argues.
And into the goals for the Tigers.
Handy point.
But that'll just about sew it up for the Tigers heading to Renmark next week.
9-7-61 leading Renmark 7-6-48. A 13-point victory with literally a minute left.
Yeah, well, this could have had the Rovers, if they are to win the A grade, if they'd won this as well, they would have had every team in the grand final like Barbara Monash had last year.
Yeah.
And it would have been on home turf.
Ooh, how about that?
And the Tigers are making sure that they get a side in this year's grand final, still up inside, attacking 50. Rovers get their hands on it, kick it out, but the clock is ticking down, less than a minute to play.
Look, it's been a pretty good game of footy, entertaining if nothing else, but not bad quality either. And now, boys, the A grade today, looking at both sides, Renmark go in unchanged from last Saturday's loss against Barbara Monash, and Loxton North going with one change, and that is Jai Drake missing with a hamstring injury, and Scott Meneghetti returning to the side. So experience back in, although I figured Jai Drake was in pretty good form, and those young legs would have been handy today.
Yeah, certainly a bit unfortunate there for young Jai. That injury too, he got that very late in the game, so very unfortunate. And as we saw, the Panthers after half-time last week at the Lakeside really did get out of the blocks. And
there it is, all over.
Siren sounds, and the Tigers, they head to the reserves grand final for the second year in a row.
In the sixth quarter.
Yeah, there you go, overtime. So A grade will get underway very soon. And another year at the historical village this morning. Loxton's celebrating some milestones as always. And I note myself and Lockie Dan are working on a bit of a project at the moment, making sure these grand final scores are all documented correctly. But I noted that the Loxton Football Club only joined the Upper Murray Football Association, as it was known, in 1926. What happened before that, Nobby?
You're asking the wrong man.
Have they still got the trophies here at Tigerland or not?
Well, I do know that in the very early days of football in Loxton, there was two Loxton teams.
Yeah.
Right, I'm talking Loxton teams, and the division was East Terrace.
Righto.
So if you're east of East Terrace, you're in that side, and if you're west of East Terrace, you're in the other side.
Which one would you have favoured, do you think, based on your location?
I would have been in the one that was east of it, I think. No, west. I'd have been in the west where I live, where I grew up, Lockie.
Rightio.
So I would have been, I'm not sure what they were called, but look, I tell you what, seeing as that's a project, boys, I'll see if I can get you an answer.
No, that'd be good to know. This is 5RM Riverland football live at Loxton, the preliminary final, thanks to McDonald's at Renmark, and the big arch has now arrived. Renmark Rovers about to take to the field after a very late loss last week in the qualifying semi-final. In all honesty, Barbara Monash really did play Renmark off the park for that first half. Well, first quarter, really.
Yeah. Six goals.
Second and third quarter, Renmark held Barmer at very low scores. And then for Renmark to get the lead in overtime in that fourth quarter, for it to be taken away, it would have been heartbreaking. Yeah,
it was on the back of Josh Vader's good play. He kicked 3 goals and really dragged his side into the lead with a minute to go, only to have Barmer take it back with Steve Burton snapping that goal out of the pack, Lockie.
Yeah, well, we've got the Willis medal on Monday night, don't forget, and I reckon Josh Vader's a red-hot chance for that.
Were you listening to Sports Saturday this morning?
I wasn't. I should have been, but no. Did you go through some candidates,
did you? Box 3. Justin Bonney, Josh Vader, and I threw in potentially Ricky Garrett to finish perhaps on the podium.
Well, Ricky's my man for the top gong.
I've gone with another Rover altogether.
Have you?
You can believe that. I've gone with Lockie Lellman. I think he's had a great. He seems to be in Renmark's best most weeks too. So he's got an arm sleeve of tattoos too. So you'd think that'd get him noticed by the umpires.
Hey, talking about sleeves of tattoos, do you think that's the reason why perhaps the Crows never fared so well the other night? Not enough tattoos.
You got spooked by a lack of ink, you reckon?
I think they might. I think if they're going, they've been talking about how well they've recruited. over the journey, but they haven't recruited anyone with a sleeve.
Well, Peatling's got a few, but not a sleeve.
No, they need some serious work. They need someone with some serious ink. I mean, you got Elliott, you got DeGoey,
Right, you reckon head down to Jetty Road
during
the week and
I think that's
done.
what's missing. I think that's it, the intimidation factor.
Yeah, I don't think I've subscribed to that theory, but anyway, Nobby, I like your alternative views on the game.
It's just an observation, Lockie.
Mate, you're not the only one with alternative views on the game. This is 5RM Riverland football. Sides now warming up for this A-grade preliminary final, which is about to get underway once the reserves leave the field.
So, question for you.
Yep.
You win the toss today. Say you're Cody Vumard and you win the toss as the visit, because he'll be the visiting skipper, because he finished lower, won't he? So he'll get the call.
In the white shorts.
So he'll get the call. And so we saw what happened last week. He kicked against what we thought was the breeze. Will he do it today?
Well, it almost looked as if Cody didn't know which way to kick. He almost, from what I saw through the binoculars,
to lose.
It looked like, I'm not going to have to worry about it anyway. Whatever.
So it's like a cricket game where you're really happy if the opposition captain wins the toss.
I think it'd be like, I would be kicking with the breeze to start with. I think you've got to get scoreboard pressure, particularly for the Panthers. If you're Renmark, I think you probably back yourselves to come back into a game. But Loxton North, they need to be in front.
Look, and I think I think both of you guys are onto it. I think it's pretty important for the Loxton North Panthers to start well and put it on the scoreboard and keep some pressure on Renmark, because if Renmark, we know they're a good, solid second half side, which is what they did last week, but they gave away a 6-goal head start, which at the end of the day,
probably
cost them the game. And I can't see him doing that again today, can you?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. But for Loxton North, you would think that they would take a lot of confidence in, because if we look through, they've actually met 4 times this year, the way the fixture pans out. And round 1 was a 79-point win to Renmark. But since then, round 11, of course, Loxton North probably pulled off the upset of the season at that stage when they...
Which got them in the finals, basically.
Well, pretty well.
Yeah.
They beat Renmark at Panther Park. And then in the last round of last season, it's only, 2 weeks ago?
8 points?
Yeah, 8 points. So
up at Renmark.
Yeah, exactly. So you would have thought that they'll take a fair bit of confidence into this one.
Do you know, it's funny you say that, Lockie, because I was talking to a couple of the Panther players, and they'll remain nameless, but one of them, you can use initials to describe his name. 3 initials, BVO.
Yep.
And I sort of said to him, I said, look, you fellas have had a pretty successful season from where you came from. To make the finals was an achievement. And then to go on and win one, I think you've done really well, and they were having nothing of it.
Well, that's good.
1 game to go, and we're in the grand final.
It's not a participation award at the end of the day, is it? It's the premiership that you want, so yeah.
So it was good to hear that. It's good to hear the confidence in the side, and they brought that here, and they're thinking of, and I think it's a bit like the AFL fellas.
Coin toss has taken it, and he's kicking to the Pine Avenue and Pool End. So
he's won the toss.
Stuck with the same theory as last week, Nubby Norton.
No, he hasn't. He's won the toss and gone with it.
Yeah,
he went against it last week.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
but which way is the breeze going out there?
Well, look at the sock. I reckon it's heading towards the pool end.
So
it's not what the Bureau of Meteorology are telling me.
What have we got?
There should be a northeasterly wind happening here, Nobby.
So it's a phantom sock, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you reckon we've got the town end and the pool end?
I think we're going Pool End and Pine Avenue, and
that's Bookpanong Road. Yep.
Why have we got the railway end, Nobby?
Well,
it was a celebration of Loxton getting a railway 100 years ago.
Well,
today,
I can take you back even further. You could say the mill end, because there was a flour mill up on that corner where that crash repair is now.
Rightio.
So that's the mill end. But I think if we go Bookpanong Road, Berry end.
The Berry end, righto.
Give them a mention while we're at it.
All right, so kicking...
5RM headquarters end.
Yeah. Loxton North end.
Yeah, kicking towards home. So... Yeah. And so Cody Vomard, 2 coin toss wins in a row, kicking to the pool end here at Loxton this afternoon. They're going to have to hit the front hard early, let's be honest.
Look, I'm thinking Loxton North, they bring to the game today, they bring confidence. They bring only the one player missing in Jai Drake, but in comes Scott Meneghetti, probably one of their most experienced players, and we'll give him a bit of grunt under the ball and probably up forward. But we got Brock Viney Opes, who carried a foot injury into last week's game, and he's in much better shape this week and played all right. And plus they got all that confidence that those young blokes like Josh Wooldridge played well, Dylan Petts, they all got their hands on the ball. Tyler Wagner was the X factor.
Yep.
Are they a chance?
Yeah, definitely. And to me, they've got arguably the most dangerous player in the competition, who is another contender for the Willis Medal in James Neal.
Yep.
So he was terrific on Sunday last week. Do you think the short break will do anything to them?
One day
not?
difference?
Yeah, well...
I don't reckon it's much of a break in the prelim final, to be honest with you.
Keep the momentum rolling?
Look, it's not as if you get a week off to rest, like back in the old days when first semi was 1 week and then second semi was the week before.
2 games in a month.
Yeah. So I reckon, and look, lining up again, the big fella, Matthew Hamples, stayed in the team as a ruckman. They're starting off up forward with Viney Opes, the big fella forward, along with Reece Wooldridge and also Jared Buckley, who was an absolute pathway for him at centre half forward last week.
Yeah,
I thought he played really well.
Probably his best game in Panthers colours.
Yeah, and their defence is reasonably settled. You know, like with Cody Vimo playing well and Judd Sherpick. You know, I know we've talked a lot about Loxton North, but the Renmark lineup is just stacked.
It's star-studded,
Yeah,
really,
it is stacked. And you've got to win the contest ball, and particularly in the middle, you can't allow people like Ricky Garrett and Josh Vader and co to get that ball driving forward. And don't forget the Wolford boys. Up it goes.
Ball up in the middle, prelim final underway. It's Loxton North that get their hands on it. They dive on it. Lellman for the Rovers locks it in and we'll get a ball up in the middle. Tony Florence doing the officiating in the middle this afternoon. Ball back up in the air. It was a good tap there from Hampel. Loxton North look hungry for the ball early. Little soccer out. Umpire says play on and locked in again.
Yeah, Matt Wolford, the Renmark skipper, trying to just tap it forward and couldn't get it clear of the pack. I've got a feeling whoever gets out there first gets a little bit of momentum. Josh Nelson gets the hit out, but out comes Josh Worsfold. Oh, straight towards Zach Nitsky. He couldn't pull it in, but he's back on it.
Now you got Neil hungry for the ball. Loxton North, but now Renmark through Dan Wolford get their hands on it. He kicks to the boundary. It's going to bounce back into the hands of Lellman off the deck. He has to back turn around, looking for some options in the middle, and finds Matt Wolford, the former Loxton North Premiership player.
Yeah, this is where the Panthers are going to have to be honest in their matchups, aren't they? Play it on. He drives it down the middle. Just a long kick down the line, looking for and finding Aidan Herodor playing up forward.
Yeah, inside attacking 50 for the Rovers, trying to centre the ball. It's going to go over the back, and it finds Liam Jackson. Stationary, takes the mark, all of 15 metres out directly in front. The Rovers will have a shot at goal.
Is he the Renmark X-Factor, Liam Jackson?
He'd be happy with that, but I would have thought that would probably be Nick Gillard. But yeah, Jackson, he's been a consistent player. He comes in here.
Yeah, he only needs a goal like this to get on the run, and it looks so good. Looks like he's made no mistake. First goal of the match to Renmark Rovers. First goal to Liam Jackson takes him to 1 goal, 6 points, leading Loxton North yet to score. And you could say North started well, but just couldn't get it clear and couldn't get it moving to inside their forward 50.
Well, you have to come back to Zach Nitschke, and drop that mark at half forward. If he takes that, they're inside 50. You never know. You don't like to sort of single players out like that, but yeah, this is prelim final weekend. You've got to have everything right, don't you?
Yeah, so pretty much he's got to put that behind him and
move on.
And just move on as quick as he can. I think the Panthers aren't going to win this battle in the middle if it stays in tight. They've got to try and get it out of that centre circle and be able to use their pace, and particularly James Neal in that pace department.
2.5 minutes played, ball back in the centre. Rucks neutralise each other, but it's Vader for the Rovers, gets a handball out, but it's the Panthers through Wooldridge that get his hands on it. Out to Nelson, now up to right half forward. Scott Lewis the target, he slipped and hit the deck. Buckley's going to get his hands on it, a couple of bites at it. Gets a handball out to Lewis, locked in by Ricky Garrett, and a ball up at half forward for the Panthers.
I thought Scott Lewis was superb last week with his class around the ball.
Yeah, the general hardly wasted the possession, did he?
Ball up, went about a metre into Josh Vader, and we'll go again.
Yeah, once again, Worsfold putting the pressure on in around that ball, and not too many tap outs off from a boundary, a ball up that Worsfold doesn't get his hands on. Not Josh, Joel.
Now Blight for the Rovers tries to work it out of there, taking a bit of the ruck work here up forward.
Well, look, an interesting start for Loxton North with Lewis at half forward. I would have thought sooner or later he'd find his way in the middle.
And Buckley for Loxton North gets it to Neil. Renmark really locking this in. They obviously think that Panthers get out, they might be a bit hard to catch.
Yeah, another interesting matchup is Josh Nelson on Matt Wolford.
Ball up, Buckley takes it out of the ruck. Lewis gets a handball out, but Lellman for the Rovers.
Straight
and the
to
out
Wolford.
player, Wolford in the middle. It's Matt. Goes directly in the middle to Gartree, who takes the mark on the cricket pitch. You had Hampel there. Matt Wolford running past for the hands. They go wide, and the Rovers are out if they can get onto this, and they can. Up to half forward. Mark's about to be taken, and it is inside attacking 50, Nathan Zunic.
That's typical Matt Wolford. Works all the way up to half back, and then he's the link man back through the middle. I mean, Nelson, who I think's manned him up, he ran straight back to get an extra man behind the ball. But in the interim, Wolford had 2 kicks. Ball goes into the goal square, tap through for a point.
Still in play. Ricky Garrett goes in the centre of the ball, finds Lellman, and Lellman will go back for a shot on goal. Great thinking there from Ricky Garrett. Kept that one in play when the Panthers, I think, thought it was going to wobble out. Yeah,
Wooldridge was slow to react to that if he's on Lellman, because Lellman was straight hard at it, and his closing speed to the ball was, he ended up 3 metres in front of Wooldridge, and I reckon they were standing next to each other.
I'll tell you what, a young player standing, Ricky Garrett's going to get a lesson this afternoon.
He's going to cover some turf, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Lellman lines up. Misses to the right.
To the right.
1 goal, 1 Renmark. 7 points leading Loxton North yet to score. I think that's a let-off for the Panthers.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have nailed that, and I think he thought that too, judging by his reaction.
Nelson brings the ball back into play for Loxton North. Goes out wide to half-back, and Cody Vumard pulls down a mark at half-back for Loxton North. He'll look up, looking to drive him forward.
Vumard now goes wide. Still up the line. They all flew up. Spilled over the back. The Panthers get a foot onto it. I reckon that was Michael Scott. Now you got Joel Worsfold. He's got an absolute paddock. Or is that Buckley? Buckley, rather. Goes to centre the ball. Inside attacking 50 for the Panthers.
Lovely mark.
And that's a mark taken
Lovely
by
mark.
Reece Wooldridge. Mark of the day. An early contender. And it's going to be hard to beat.
Gee whiz, this is how he started last week's game. On Sunday he took the first mark of the game for Loxton North forward and kicked a goal.
Well, and he kicked 4 in round 16, so he's got form against the Rovers.
Yeah, opportunities like this you can't afford to not take. That was a great mark, and it was good play. Nice kick from Buckley. Set it up there, gave him really the only chance to bring it down. Needs to drive this right. We're sitting right behind this, guys. On his left foot. Oh, shoots it to the right and misses.
That was the run-in for mine. He was all jolted the way he ran in then.
So I think that's not necessarily an easy part to kick a goal from here on the Loxton Oval in this forward pocket at Pine Avenue End, because the breeze is virtually coming across the goal face. Anyway, Loxton North on the board with 1 point, trailing Renmark Rovers by a goal. Out it comes. Garrett with the ball just inside the Loxton North 50. Across to Gillard. He's a long way from home. He drives up centre wing, looking for Blight. One-hander from Blight, takes it at centre wing.
Blight now just holds up for a second, waiting for some players to run past. Went to go around, get told to play on, went to handball, and then just had to get it on the boot. It's a wobbly old kick up the left half forward. Zunic couldn't mark it.
So that's a mark.
No. Eckerman get the handball out. Renmark are going to get the intercept. AJ Hem dives on it. Now Hampel gets a handball out. Loxton North are out. They go down the broadcast wing, and that's it. They out of bounds it goes. And we'll
get a free kick here. He didn't have the ball.
That was out of bounds.
Meneghetti didn't have the ball. He was grabbed without it. That's 50. You can't intercept the ball like that.
No, be umpiring or commentating
Well,
today?
sorry, but you can't come in and intercept the ball when it's on its way back, can you?
Well, I don't know. It might have been in his hands. Up to half forward now for Loxton North. They can't quite mark it. Michael Scott straight through, clean bowled. Now Meneghetti gets a handball out.
Gets another high tackle. Will go back and take his second free kick.
Free kick for Meneghetti at right half forward for Loxton North. 7.5 minutes played.
Look to drive Loxton North into attack. Goes inside their 50, looking for the big fella Buckley. Out the back comes to Viney Oates. Lovely tap to Neil. Neil on his left foot. Now there's some footy from the Panthers.
I come back to Scott Meneghetti. A couple of free kicks.
He put his body in over the ball, didn't he?
Exactly right, and we've seen how it throughout this final series, how much experience comes to the fore, and him back into the side today, that's going to be underrated importance, I would have thought.
Yeah, clever play there from Brock Viney Oates to tap that ball on to not take possession and handball it, tap it on to Neil, who was going past at speed.
He knew exactly where he was, and that's what makes Neil so dangerous. He's just so classy around goal. He kicked 3 last week, and he arguably won them the game almost.
Yep. Yeah, he was high in their best players, wasn't he? Him and Worsfold were...
And Vumard as well.
Yeah, and Vumard were at the top end of that tree.
As they often are.
So the scoreboard locked, 1-1-7 apiece. It is 8.5 minutes played. 5 RM Riverland football, thanks to McDonald's Renmark. Back to the centre it goes on what is a warming day here at Loxton. Tap doesn't go that far. Hampel gets a kick out of the ruck. Now Ricky Garrett's going to run onto it. Couple of bites at it, gets her hands on it and goes wide to the Loxton number 2 oval wing. Puts it out in front. of Dan Wolford. He gets it up, gets the sit, inside attacking 50. It's going to miss the target. Declan Johnson
good tackle there by Petch.
Wraps it up, and we'll get a ball up. 40 out from goal.
Geez, I've been impressed by Dylan Petch in recent weeks. I like the run he provides, and he's hard at the ball too.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Dan Wolford playing off half back there? Because he seemed to stream forward.
The wing.
Well, Nitschke was trying to pick him up, and he's been half forward. No, he's out in the wing together, aren't they? 1, 2, 3. I reckon he's half back. I reckon he's lined up at half back.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Ball inside attacking 50 for the Rovers. Loxton North somewhat clear it out. Doesn't look pretty, but it's working. Couple of handballs. Scott had to back turn, but just bombs it out of there up to the far wing. Ball hits the deck. Loxton North can't quite scoop it up. They're having a few bites at this. Tackle wrapped up, and we'll go again.
Meneghetti providing a little bit of strength at the footy there. He contested it, brought it to ground, and then went back after it.
So ball up on the far wing at Loxton. Hampel gets a good tap away. Probably owning the ruck so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wolford tries to... Now Hampel a couple of bites at it. Wooldridge gets the dish out to Lewis. Now Worsfold. The Panthers starting to link up with some clean footy.
Yeah, nice footy out to Buckley. Pulls it in with one hand at half forward for Loxton North. They're looking up and about when they move the ball quickly.
Goes down the line. And a shocking kick. Intercept from Harry Beavis from the Rovers.
He looks up, looks across, as Renmark players always do. They look for the switch straight away, but nothing on. So he goes down the line to Dan Wolford at half-back. He chips it across to the boundary line. Going nowhere here, but keeping possession of the footy, Renmark.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy to just take some sting out of it. I think Loxton North would want to get them on the hop a little bit, similar to what Palmer Monash did to them last week. So if they can take some possession, they'd be pretty happy with that, I would have thought.
Yeah, if the Rovers are susceptible, it's against fast-moving footy, isn't it?
Up to nearly the half-forward flank for Renmark, but Loxton North off half-back. Yep, a couple of handballs, and Michael Scott, the old 1-2, has to concede a bit of ground. Loxton North still cool under pressure. Get the kick away. Looking for Wooldridge in the middle. Taps over the back. Panthers try to get the hands on it. They can't. Now the Rovers. It's not looking great. Neil for the Panthers now gets a handball out to space. Worsfold tried to scoop it up. He couldn't. A bit of a crash over the ball. Loxton North getting a fair bit of this contested footy. And Neil now drives it up the far wing to a bit of space. Out in front of Wooldridge, it's Reese.
Viney Oates grabs hold of it, handballs it back to
hands on it.
To Buckley.
Now
Buckley
inside attacking 50. A Mark's on the way.
Meneghetti.
Over the back
quite.
It goes. It's going to be Renmark that go to scoop it up, and that's going to be Matt Wolford that clears it out.
This is where Renmark are dangerous, rebounding off half back. You've got to get across and cover them.
Zunic now on the broadcast wing.
He looks up, goes down the line, looking for Gillard. Right with him. Scott. Punches it away, Vumard, handball back to Scott. He drives Loxton North forward, looks for Nitschke, started well. Out to Jasper Hutchinson, who drives Loxton North forward, looking for Meneghetti, but I think that might have beaten him and gone out of bounds. Umpire's
going to give a free kick here. Yeah, Rovers. Yeah. Caden Gartery to bring it back in, Nobby Norton.
Umpire in a good position there to judge that, well called. Chips it across, finds Jake Anspatch at half-back. He looks to chip, but through comes Sherpick, but couldn't spoil it. Up he gets, and off he goes, Vader. Driving Renmark forward, cross to half-forward. Eckerman there pushes his player under the ball. He's outnumbered, Eckerman. Through goes 34 of Nick Stockman, takes the handball, lines up the goals, but he misses to the right. First score for a while takes Renmark to 1-2-8, leading Loxton North 1-1-7 on the very better scoreboard. Entertaining game, fellas.
There's a bit going on, that is for sure.
Doesn't look like the breeze is having too much effect on ball movement or where it goes, does it?
No, and I think contested footy is the winner of this game so far, and I'm not sure who that's really favouring at the moment.
Look, I think Lockie Winnells, he nailed it. I mean, Hampel is giving Gartery's trouble in the ruck. Ball goes out wide and taken at half-back by Cody Vumard.
Drives it up the far wing. It was Wolford, Dan, that got his hands on it. Rovers, I wouldn't say panicking, but certainly not going their way early.
Panthers using their pace if they can get that ball out of the packs and just get it 5 metres clear of a pack and run onto it. But mind you, not hurting Renmark on the scoreboard. 1-2-8 leads 1-1-7. 1 point margin to the Rovers as they drive it forward yet again.
Looks to North's defence. It's Jackson now for Renmark. Drives to the pocket looking for Gillard, who takes a good mark on a lead.
Yeah, clever kick by Jackson there. He took his time, weighed up the situation, looked on his left, nothing there, went back onto his right foot. Gillard leading hard from the goal square, got 3 metres clear and took a nice strong mark.
I think this is very much in his wheelhouse. A bit of breeze around.
He's kicking virtually, yeah, it'll be across him from over his right shoulder, but he's a left footer. Can he pull it back into it? That's probably, no, he's missed. He's missed to his left, his right, sorry, for another behind. It goes to Renmark 1-3-9, leading Loxton North 1-1-7 by 2 points on the very better scoreboard.
Got Petch Dillon that's going to bring this back in. Got a few options. Got Sherpig short in the pocket, and that's where he's going to go. Ball sticking a lot to this broadcast side on
Viney Opes and Gartery, the two big fellas out on this wing, but neither of them looking to go for the footy just yet. Now Viney Opes gives him a lead up the boundary line.
Short to Hutchinson. Now goes straight down the line. This is going to be taken by Gartery. A bit of a friendly fire there between Blight and the two Renmark tools.
Not a great defensive kick. Kicked over the head of his ruckman who'd led up to his opponent. Play on. Gartery drives Renmark into attack with a long ball towards half forward. Up goes Vumard, can't bring it down. Through the pack goes AJ Hem, but he couldn't get it out. Worsfold, chain of handballs out to Jasper Hutchinson. Pulls out the screwy, and Viney Opes takes the mark at half-back for Loxton North.
I reckon Hutchinson very lucky, and he might have worked it expertly along the boundary line there.
Yeah, and just when you say that, Loxton North just kicked that one out of bounds. So Renmark quick to bring it back in on half-back. Dan Wolford with the ball.
That was
just going to go inboard.
Zunic to Wolford.
Matt, if he turns, he's got an absolute paddock here. Good shepherd there from Anspatch. Goes to the top of the 50 arc and finds Vader. Vader wheels around, has a stab at goal. Has that gone through? He doesn't miss too many, the former Central Districts League player. And Josh Vader, the coach of the Renmark Rovers, slots goal number 2.
Look, he was their best player against Barmah for my making last week, and he started as well again.
Yeah, comfortably best on last week, I would have thought, for the Rovers. Yeah, well, that was just their transition. That's something that Loxton North are struggling with. So when they get the ball, they need to be quite clinical with the way they move it, because Renmark can hurt you so hard on the transition.
Well, that down-the-line play is okay if you keep it in and keep possession or keep it to a ball up. But as soon as you let go of the footy, Zunic straight across to Wolford, Wolford to Wolford, and off they went.
Well, I've noticed that wind that you've talked about is playing a bit of havoc too. It's coming across towards us in the commentary position.
Viney Opes up in the middle, gets hand on it, but Vader first with the ball, drives Renmark back into attack, looking for Liam Jackson, but cut out by Eckerman. Picks up the loose ball, wraps up the Renmark opponent with the footy, takes him to ground. Strong tackle by Eckerman at half-back.
Yeah, and a bigger man in Caden Gartery too.
He took them both on.
So ball up, still inside the centre square. Advantage Renmark slightly. Loose ball. North player was pushed, and that's a free kick. I reckon that's going to be Josh Nelson, the former A-grade captain.
Premiership captain.
Goes on the switch. Looks for Hutchinson, who's had a few touches early.
Yeah, going on. He's got Petch running for him wide. He's going to have to honour the lead, and he does. Comes wide to the wing. Petch, nice mark under pressure. Tell you what, Lockie, that could well be.
He went to play on and was tripped, and that's a 25-metre penalty. And this might be 50. I think that might have been the double, the 2-for-1. Oh, no. Ashley.
Tell you what, that might be the 5RM.com mark of the day.
Quick inside attacking 50. Buckley couldn't mark it, but finds Wagner in the pocket. Handballs back to Reece Wooldridge, who turns and kicks the goal. That's gone through. And the Panthers kick the second. They're taking it up to Renmark this afternoon. 2 points the margin.
So we just saw the 5RM.com mark of the day out here by Petch under pressure, and followed up straight away with the very better goal of the day by Wooldridge. He's almost levelled the scores here. Loxton North 2-1-13, trailing Renmark 2-3-15. 2-point game. Game on, Lockie Dan.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, well, one of the most dangerous matchups for Loxton North in favour of them really is Tyler Wagner. So I'm interested to see who the Rovers send to him across the afternoon.
He used that ball well then. He could have easily snapped at goals, but used the handball.
Back to the centre, couple of handballs, and Renmark through Gartery, bomb it long, but a great defensive mark taken there by Max Schenkel for Loxton North.
Yeah, they seem organised behind the ball when it comes in long and high, don't they, Loxton North?
Bombs it wide. high kick, punched forward, hot foot in the middle, and Scott Lewis, like a freight train, gets it on the bounce, puts it out in front of Buckley. He's got a bit of space if he can get the sit.
I reckon he's got Blight covered too,
Pops
by the
it
way.
inside 50, drops a bit short. This is probably going to go out of bounds off hands, and that's probably not a bad out for the Panthers.
I think North have got, some of the North forwards have got their Renmark opponents beaten when the ball gets out wide and they've got a bit of space. Buckley in particular, he exposed Tim Blight for pace there, the big fella.
A ball then still inside attacking 50 for Loxton North, but Renmark a couple of quick hands and they've
the 1-2 between Tim and Matt Wolford.
It's going to go to the boundary line. Gillard tries to keep it in, and he does. A couple of quick handballs. Not many targets up forward.
Lovely kick.
Herodor was the target. Spills over the front. Socked forward there by Gillard. Michael Scott for Loxton North. That's in the back from Renmark, and that's a free kick for Loxton North.
It was almost the fumble you wanted to have, wasn't it, to let him come in over the top. Had he taken it cleanly, it would have been a ball up.
Bit of a nervous start for AJ Hem. I think he just needs a kick or two to get himself into it, but he's a good player, has been for a long time throughout his junior years as well.
He's got that X factor that he brings to the forward line too. Out the ball comes out of defence, up the middle. Loxton North with it. No, can't get clear. Handball fired out towards Schenk. We couldn't get a handle on it. Through comes, looks like Timmy Wolford, and he looks up. They always look up. Finds Gillard on a long lead, turns on his left foot, snaps towards goal, but misses to the right for another behind to Renmark. Takes them to 2-4-16, leading Loxton North 2-1-13 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
Overcast conditions here at Loxton this afternoon.
It's a good game, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Once that ball gets, there's two styles really. Well, actually, they're both dangerous when they can get it into space.
I tell you, after round 10, if you said we'd be at a prelim final at Loxton between Renmark and Loxton North, I probably would have laughed at you. But how the season has changed.
Yeah. Gee, the big fella Hampel, he's making Gartery work here. Took him right out of play, and they go up the middle looking for
Schenkel. You're going to get the free anyway.
Should have been. Oh, they were so unlucky there. So unlucky. But the umpire's done the right thing. He's penalised the. Off the half-back line comes Michael Scott. Looks up, goes wide, and finds, I reckon that's Wagner on a long lead, isn't it? Out there. No, Wagner's up forward still. It's Petch again.
Cooper.
Goes
inside attacking 50. Spills forward. Worsfold there to get the crumbs. Gets it out to Lewis. Lewis dish out to Buckley. Takes the mark and then kicks it quickly inside attacking 50. Finds James Neal. 35 metres out on a slight angle. And the Panthers, Dare to Dream, could take the lead.
His pace, his run is causing Renmark Rovers some problems.
If you give him space, he will burn you every single time. And he's done it more than once today, and he could have his second goal here.
Do you think, boys, that every time Loxton North step out and perform well, they gain more confidence?
Yeah, there's merit to that.
Absolutely.
In comes Neil.
Yep. I think after round one there wasn't much confidence, but there is now. Neil takes the kick, coming back, but it's still...
He likes it.
It's gone through.
That gives Loxton North the lead. They go to 3-1-19, leading Renmark 2-4-16 by 3 points here at the Loxton Oval in the preliminary final on 5RM football.
Panthers' last grand final, 2017. Do they dare to dream?
Well, don't get
early days yet.
Don't get too far ahead of us, Lockie, but that's the second goal for James Neal, Lockie Dan, and you sort of predicted it early in the game that he could be a damaging player.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a hard matchup because he can do it through the middle and across half forward, so it's a tough task for whoever's got the job. It looks like Mitch Jenkins gone to him in the middle here.
Yeah, that's a change, isn't it? Yeah, he's gone there to lock him down. Up go the big fellas. Lewis tried to get out of the pack with a footy. Got it back in, he goes after it.
Now it spills out. Matt Wolford gets the handball. Shot it past Lellman. Lellman gets it back, goes back inboard, looking at for Johnson,
Cooper.
but cut out by Petch. And he's got a couple of options, but just holds up for a sec. 22 or nearly 23 minutes gone. Goes left.
Tiny Opes on a long lead.
Intercept mark. Now Opes. He's got an out player in Cooper Petch. Both the Petch boys playing pretty well so far. Inside attacking 50 go the Panthers. They're going to get their hands on this one. A kick at goal, tackled. Unlucky there for Loxton North. And
gee, boys, I reckon that was Tyler Wagner. Didn't quite get his boot on it. You know, back in the old days, that was play on when you were trying to kick it and you got tackled.
Yeah, Morgan Edwards is a good defender, though.
Yeah,
he doesn't give you a lot of space.
No. Garrett there gets a dish-out kick and now up the line through Morgan Edwards.
Oh, Renmark player down over there on the wing.
It's Jake Anspatch.
Holding his leg, no, his shoulder.
Dylan
up he gets and takes the ball
Johnson
back again.
Gets the handball out, now up the line to Blight.
He looks up, chips it up short, but only as far as Cody Vumard hits him on the chest. Vumard across towards the Generals. Scotty Lewis takes the mark at half-back for Loxton North, drives them down the wing and into attack towards Viney Opes, who was taken without the footy. Chopped his arms, but the big fella's back up to take his free kick from about 55 out. Goes short, looking for a Waldridge on the lead.
That's
Nitschke.
Nitschke. That's Zach.
Good on you, Zach Nitschke. Chance to make amends for an earlier miss. He's recovered really well in this game of footy. That's what you want to see, isn't it?
Yeah, and just noticing, and I noticed it last week against Waikerie, that Loxton North have a tough forward line to defend because they've got the right mix of height with talls and smalls.
They seem to be gelling together, is the thing I've noticed. The big fella's pass a lovely kick towards goal, but just to the left for him, and it tightens that scoreboard up yet again, extends it to a 4-point lead. Loxton North 3-2-20, leading Renmark 2-4-16 on the very better scoreboard. Gee whiz, guys, we've got a game of footy here. Ball comes down the wing, but Worsfold in the way. Takes the mark from the kick out. Drives it straight back into the forward lines, but straight back to where he got it from.
Kick to kick.
It's, he's waxing the ball here. Goes to Lellman. Lellman under the pump, but takes a good solid mark in front of Neil. He gets up and plays on. Looks up the ground and finds a teammate. Chain a handball. This one out towards Jenke, who kicks it out on the full on centre wing.
Ryan Proud taking that mark, the runner today.
Yeah.
Happy reaction from the crowd.
Inboard to Nelson. Broadcast wing. 25 minutes played.
Goes down the line.
Straight
into
down
the
line
lines.
to a contest. Wagner flies up. Couldn't mark it. Spilling out of bounds. Brown tries to keep it in for Renmark and just ends up walking across the line. And what's the umpire going to say here?
Fellas,
Ball it in.
I don't reckon he made enough effort to keep that in play.
I reckon he was in play and then Wagner just shoved him over, so I don't know if you can pay it from there.
And the ump's a long way away. They're doing a good job too, by the way, boys, the team in green.
Ball in on the 50 arc for Loxton North. Renmark, couple of hands on it. Now Lewis for Loxton North. Goes inboard, finds
Dangerous.
Hample, paddles it on half back, and now Gillard for Renmark. Gets it out to his old mate Liam Jackson. Back to Gillard, 1-2. Gillard through the middle. Got no one, kicks to space. Got Zunic, beats his opponent to the ball.
Good tackle.
Holding the ball, shakes the opponent. Now kicks from the pocket. The buzzers beat him. And
I reckon he got that off in time.
That's a
it is. It's all
score.
clear. That point counts. So that narrows the score to 3 points here at the Loxton Oval in the preliminary final on 5RM football.
Let's go around the grounds with Trevor Scott in the Sideline View studio. Yeah, certainly is at the Well this afternoon. We're at Brownswell North, known as Loxton, and I tell you what, it's a 4-point margin to the Loxton North Panthers. 3-2-20 leading Renmark 2-5-17. Quarter time is now wrapping up. Players taking their spots. Nobby Norton, a thrilling game so far.
Yeah, goal kickers for Loxton North. James Neal with 2. Reece Waldridge with a great left foot snap. Probably holding the goal of the day at the moment. For Renmark, it's Liam Jackson who kicked the first goal of the match, and coach Josh Vader with a goal. Good players for both sides. Gee whiz, I reckon just about all played well for Loxton North in that quarter.
You're going with the under-12s hockey sort of
I have.
scoreline.
No, but Neil did some damage. Their forward line looked dangerous. They probably didn't get the reward that they could have worked with that. I thought Dylan Petch was okay across half-back. Meneghetti gave him a bit of bite when he came on, didn't he?
I've noticed that Cody Verma, I'm not saying he's played poorly, but he hasn't had the sort of impact that you would expect. So,
No.
But he'll work into it. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and probably Lelman the best for the Rovers at the moment. He's getting some key
the
position.
game of Dan Walford and even the coach Josh Vader. I think has done some nice things, as has Matt Walford really.
Yeah, the same cast that we normally see doing the damage, and I think that's where if Renmark are going to prevail today, it's going to be that midfield mix of Wolford, Vader. Sorry, Wolford, and Vader.
Sounds like a legal firm, Nobby. The finest in accident injury claims.
Or
Back in the middle, back in the middle it is, and it's Renmark. Speaking of the Wolford legal crew, they get the kick away up to half forward, out in front of Caden Gartree. Gets his hands on it, gets a bit of space. Now just kicks long, it forward. Mark taken there. I reckon that's Adrian Herodor, and he'll go back for a shot and goal. Yeah,
he was given far too much space to use that ball. Caden Gartree sort of burned off Max Schenkel, and he had plenty of room to turn around and do whatever he wanted with it. And it was a great lead by Herodor, and here he is lining up from about 25 metres out at the swimming pool end here at the Loxton Oval, and he kicks an absolute shocker to the left, and it goes through off hands for a point. Takes Renmark to 2-5-17, 2-6-18, trailing Loxton North 3-2-20. So is it poor kicking, poor footy? He's going to come back and bite them?
That, to me, struck a kick of a guy who's played at centre-half-back all year.
Yeah, I was going to say it, but I was thinking it. You said it. Out comes the ball from kick out from Josh Nelson. He goes up the middle. Schenkel up early, but couldn't get his hands to it. And who should get a hold of it? James Neal wraps up Dan Wolford. Looks like they now got each other as company. Started off in the middle on each other, and they look like they're running together.
So ball up.
Vader on Worsfold.
Broadcast wing. Caden Gartree now doing the ruck work. A couple of bites at it. Locked up, and we'll go again.
Yeah, and it's not a bad move to start Caden Gartree. No, here comes his brother Zach in with Hampel. Hampel's a handful for him today. Hampel gets first hands to it, but Matt Wolford takes possession of it. Couldn't get out of the pack.
So another ball up in the middle. Just seeing the matchups here. Looks like young Petch is running with Matt Wolford. Hampel takes the tap. Speaking of Petch, got his hands on it, but so did Lockie Lellman. Now Dan Wolford wrapped up.
Let's hold
another ball up. Well, you think if you're tackled and you spin and you don't try,
yep,
you're holding the ball.
Not enough effort to get rid of it, that's for sure.
I like it. Zach Gartree gets a tap away, but that's about as far as it went. We'll go again. Locking up here on the scoreboard.
The big fella in ruck is certainly, for Loxton, certainly providing a contest for Gartree. Out it comes. This time Hampel wins the ball, gets it on his boot, but unfortunately it goes out without anyone else touching it. It will be a free kick to Tim Wolford here, right at centre wing, right in front of us. He'll go back and drive Renmark into attack.
So Loxton North smart not to hand it back to him.
Goes for his brother Matt. Takes the mark at half forward, in front of the big ruckman. What's his chances of playing on around him? He goes low and hard to a fast-leading Declan Johnson. First time we've seen him. He's got the orange boots on today.
Yeah, just doing his thing. Goes wide. Interesting choice, but sees Zach Gartree and a bit of possession football here.
Yeah, it was clever play by Gartree. He snuck down on the outside. He looks up, centres it back towards Dan Wolford this time. Not much closer to goal, but they still got possession.
To coin a basketball phrase, going around the key.
Yeah, absolutely. Play on. In it goes. This time towards Vumard. He goes up. Ball comes out. Johnson takes the ball. Handballs back to Matt Wolford. He dodges. Goes around onto his left foot. Centres the ball towards goals. Up goes Gillard. Couldn't get his hand on it. Zuni took the crumb. Couldn't get a shot at goal. Out of the pack it goes up in the air. That's not 15. It's play on. This time out of the pack comes Liam Jackson. Snaps a goal but can only bring up a point. It's another point for Renmark. Takes them to 2-7-19. Trailing Loxton North 3-2-20. A 1-point game here at Loxton Oval in the preliminary final on 5-room football.
Yeah, you can't help but think it would be getting frustrating. North take the kick out to left half back, and it's a free kick paid.
Yeah, good call by the ump.
It's young Petch there, right?
I think it's Cooper Petch.
Cooper Petch, yep.
Both the Petch boys going all right here. Here we go.
Goes down the line to a contest. Got Buckley the target and clunks it out of the air. Good mark from Buckley. Wheels around. Goes long to a Reece Wooldridge on a lead. Gets the arms up and takes a beautiful mark just outside 50.
He looks dangerous. Looks dangerous when he's got space, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very good in the air too. Quite underrated.
Reece Wooldridge, he's got his cousin out to the left. And Josh just holds up. Still outside 50.
I like that kick.
Yeah, Renmark getting a bit of their own back. They like chipping it around.
Josh goes long to a hot spot. Straight in front of goals. Zgartry couldn't mark it. North player wrapped around, but umpire says, I'll have it.
Wooldridge again in after that. He's a goer, isn't he? Wooldridge, always dangerous up forward. Both of them, actually. Through come Loxton North with the footy. No one can get clear. See, that was a good strong mark at half forward by Buckley, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
pack
like
mark.
the way he hits the ball.
Yeah, nice pack mark. There he is. Bonnie Oates gets a hit out, but no one can get it clear of the pack. I reckon that was...
Watch Neil here.
Yeah.
He's at the back of the stoppage. Just watch him if he gets a bit of space.
Yeah, he's got Dan Wolford with him, but boom, out it comes. This time towards Josh Nelson. Takes hold of the footy. Looking for a handball. Goes onto his right foot. And who's he find? Josh Wooldridge. Great lead into the middle.
I tell you what, Loxton North are pretty happy. West Adelaide under-18s have got a bye today.
Yeah. You know what's impressed me most about them over the last 2 or 3 weeks? Their young blokes are putting together some consistent form. Sometimes when you come and watch a team with young fellas, they're up and down a little bit, and you expect that, and you don't hold them responsible for it. But these guys are playing good footy.
And to me, that's down to the Petch and Wooldridge boys as Josh comes in here.
Oh, helicopter kick to the left
kick
for a 1 point. Stretches the margin out to Loxton North. 3-3-21 to Renmark. 2-7-19. A 2 point margin of the Panthers. I've got a feeling, fellas, that wind coming across the ground is going to affect both teams.
Yeah, well, when he didn't hit that well though at all. He didn't give that much of a chance. But they all just want to lock it in here, Loxton North.
Matt Wolford to Lachlan Lehman. Lachlan Lellman. Look at Wolford run off. He's kicked in. Watch him try and lose his opponent and get the footy back.
Risky business across half back here, but they've worked it out.
Yeah, the ruckman over at half back. Still keep an eye on Matt Wolford. He's broken free. Tim's on his own. Both Wolford boys are on their own. Off hands that ball. Comes up half back. Renmark first back onto it. Looks like Jenke takes a bounce. Handballs it out.
Garrett, I think that was.
Garrett, was it? Yep. Oh, Loxton North in trouble here. Renmark with numbers. Oh, well played by Worsfold. Centres it across to Cody Vimard. Got Meneghetti working hard for him down the half-back flank. Will he go to him? Sherpick in the hunt as well.
Got Hutchinson there. He went to go back in board. Smothered out of bounds by AJ
Sherpick in trouble here on the ground. Hasn't bounced up quick. Normally Judd's straight up, but holding his left ankle. Hopefully it's only just a bit of a sprain and he's up and about, because he's a player they can't afford to be without across half-back.
I think it might be his knee that he's got heavily strapped up.
No, it's his other leg. It's his left leg, Lockie. I think that's the problem for him.
Okay, he's up and about. He's jogged it off. Yeah. Maybe that was a ploy to get the players to man up a bit. Caden Gartry taps down, but Joe Worsfold for Loxton North got hands on it. Got it out to Dylan Petch, but he was wrapped up straight away and then breaks the tackle, kicks out of bounds, but was bumped late. What's the umpire going to say? And he rules out the free kick, Loxton North.
Yeah, no, it's gone the other way. It's out of bounds on the full.
Okay, that was a fairly late bump. I thought that might have been a free kick.
Yeah, trying to work out who's going to take the kick here. Come on, young fella. The umpire's blown time off. You've got to go back around and wait for him to blow time
10
on.
metres off the mark.
Yeah. Nice try. Not going to get that one past umpire Kasolki. He calls him to play on. He goes across the goals, long into the middle.
They all fly up. Josh Nelson front and centre. Brock Viney-Oates got a handball out, holding the ball.
Penalised for incorrect disposal, yeah.
It probably was there. It was a one-arm handball.
almost in a pack situation like that, you almost don't want to take possession of it unless you can get it onto your chest and let someone tackle you and go for the ball up.
Yeah, it's Ricky Garrett here, Lockie.
Yeah. Just watching what's going on here.
Lelman coming off for a spill. Garrett to take the shot at goal, and that's the sort of opportunities he earns with his hard tackling around the ball. Which way is he going to aim this? He's shanked it, but brought it back, and it's missed to the right. So started off as a shank and ended up as a slice.
So the Rovers slot another behind, and they add to their tally, making it 8. 2-8-20, Renmark, Loxton North, 3-3-21 on the Berry Better scoreboard, and Springer's sprung with Lazy Boy at Berry Better.
He's got to get that right hand over on the club to stop that slice, Ricky Garrett.
Yeah, well, just hopefully we've got the scores right, because the scoreboard attendance here have been a little bit off.
Yeah, they're 2 points down, fellas.
Petch now. Dylan takes the kick out, brings it up to left half back.
North's been held.
Was tackled in the umpire's going to call a push here, and it's going to be a free kick to Renmark.
Come on, fellas. Both teams keep an eye on the footy. Vader coming off for a spill. On goes Nicholas Stockman in his place. Renmark are normally pretty organised in their interchanges, but I haven't seen them do that much of late. Ball goes back to Blight, takes the mark right on centre wing. He drives them forward, looking for...
That was Nitschke. Lost the footy, then got a handball out to Meneghetti. Back to Lewis now on half-back. Loxton North up. No one really home for the Panthers except for Buckley. It was a 1-on-3, and Renmark take the mark.
It was good play at half-back. Meneghetti made the contest. This time the ball goes over his head, taken by Stockman. He's just come on. He drives Renmark into attack, cross to half-forward, looking for the ruckman. Through comes Hampel, spoils for Loxton North. Handball out to Nitschke, goes backwards to Josh Nelson. Got Wooldridge out here all on his own. They can't get it to him.
Worsfold now on half-back, gets the hands out to Lewis, and it's a bit of rinse and repeat. Harrison Brown there for Renmark, dived on it. Now Anspatch diving on it. They're going to lock it in, broadcast wing, and we're going to get a ball up.
Gee whiz, the Panthers are desperate when that ball comes loose, aren't they? They're showing the same sort of attack on the footy that Renmark are renowned for.
You hear the instruction there from umpire Kasolki, don't knock it out on the full. It's Gartree, but James Neal for Loxton North reads it well and just gets it on the boot. A bit of a chipping wedge.
Now there's a strong mark
taken there by the young Panther player and Mackenzie Hall, who just bombs it up forward. A bit of a one-on-one contest. Punch forward, Meneghetti trying to run onto it, and so is Anspatch, and they guard it out of bounds.
He's a good option forward from the big fella Buckley, isn't he, to get it up. One-on-one, there's not many he certainly doesn't get outmarked, and he provides opportunity. Hampel off, and Schenkel off, Wagner back on. So Viney Opes into the ruck, takes it out of the ruck, jams a little bit of a mongrel onto the boot, but Ricky Garrett's back for Renmark, finds the footy, chips it out wide to Jenke running out of half-back, but all of a sudden he finds himself under pressure, and I think the Loxton North bloke has holding his hand up like he's riding a bronc, and he's got him for holding the ball.
What a game he's playing. He's got the tape around the nose again. He had that last week at Barmera.
Lovely kick across the middle, looking for Buckley, but it hits Meneghetti on the chest at the back of the pack. The pack going under. This is just in his range here. 40 metres out, he'll kick. Kicked a couple of goals for him last time we saw him play, which was not last week, the week before, in the last minor round game.
It was almost as if Meneghetti went, I'm not going with that pack, I'll just sit here.
On his left foot, lines them up, drives it towards goals, gets that one going the other way. He's going to have to, he's a left foot, he's going to have to move that left hand over to stop that slice. Goal kicking not easy here at the Loxton Oval today.
2 points the margin. Loxton North with the advantage. 5RM Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark, and the big arch has now arrived.
So the big fella's out here, the ruckman's out here, with both ruckmen out here. So Gartery's taken Viney out. So there's Wolford again. Matt Wolford takes the ball from the kick out, looks up for Stockman, but that ball clears him. This time Eckerman can't keep his feet, and the Renmark player, I reckon it's Zunic, gets away from him, sends it forward towards Herodor, and it's down the free kick. Herodor will take it.
He just caught one after he kicked it. It was, just didn't need to do it, really.
Who was it that dished it out, Lockie? Wasn't
as in the kick?
No,
I didn't see, actually.
Wasn't Eckerman chasing him up, was it? So Herodor has already had one shot at goal for only a minor score, and as you said, to quote you, Lockie Dan, kicked it like he was playing at half back.
He did. So let's see if he's learnt. Was once a forward.
He's in the right spot. He's got the breeze right at his back. He'll need to aim at the left-hand post and let the breeze take it across. There's a helicopter punt, but I think it's gone through. Wasn't the fanciest looking kick, but it's through for a goal. Takes Renmark to 3-8-26, leading Loxton 3-4-22 on the very better scoreboard here at the Loxton Oval. Preliminary final day in Riverland footy on 5RM.
Yeah, 4 points the margin. Renmark leading the match for the first time since very early in the first quarter. 4-point margin.
Yeah, they need to. Both sides need to go goal for goal here if they're going to stay in it as long as they can. And who would that suit? A close game.
Probably Renmark, just because of the fact that I think they're a bit more experienced in the situation.
Yep.
14 minutes played on the Ricatera wine room clock. Back to the middle it goes, and we'll get another ball up on what is a sunny afternoon now here at Loxton. Gartree got it out to Vader, but he was wrapped up, and we will go again.
Just working through some of the sides, looking at some of their better players, and I think with the Wolford boys are in it up to their ears, especially Matt. He's probably the best of the three Wolfords, and probably the best for Renmark at the stage. Josh Wooldridge nearly ran through and took that and left the centre with the ball, but Neil was over it from Loxton North. Ball going up again, secondary bounce up. Viney Opst and Gardery in to take this hit out.
Taps, and then Josh Wooldridge gets it out to Michael Scott. Scott now up to left half forward. Mark's been paid there.
I think he might have got a holding.
Yeah, and that's going to be Cooper Petch. Gets the kick away. It was pretty wobbly off the boot. Not marked. Inside attacking 50 for Loxton North. We'll get a ball up.
Disguised it well, but not well enough. I don't think that was a mark.
No, I think you'd be happy with the result, though. They've held it in their forward line. Viney Opes and Gardery up again. Viney Opes first hand on the footy yet again. Giving his team a first look at it. Neil cut that out. Intercepted. Goes back onto his left, but wrapped up 30 metres out from the Loxton North goals. Geez, dangerous for that pace, isn't he?
Yeah, watch him here, right off the stoppage.
So ball up, 25 out from the Loxton North goal.
Big fella's up. Viney Opes hand on it. Gets it to Buckley. Out the back it comes for Loxton North, but they can't get a clear possession. Gee, they're tackling well, aren't they?
They wanted holding the ball there too.
Yeah, ball up, 2 metres out from North's goal.
Keeping Renmark under pressure. Look, only 4 players ahead of centre for Renmark here. Everyone's flooding back.
Ball up. Oh, shot over the top of Meneghetti. Lewis now, pressure on the Renmark player, but that was Tim Wolford, I reckon, that got the kick away and finds Vader on the far wing. Goes up, down the line, over the top and finds Declan Johnson. The Rovers are out now if they can move this quickly. Haven't seen much of this today. Johnson had to get the hands away to Matt Wolford. Matt looks for a target. Inside attacking 50. Looking for Herodor. Takes a beautiful mark in the left forward pocket.
This is where he just kicked the previous goal from. Almost exactly the same spot. Will he go for the same helicopter punt or will he try a drop punt?
I think he'd try a drop punt. I'm not sure how it'll go, but...
that passage of play, you saw how the coach, Vader, just ran off knowing that Wolford was going to win that football, Tim Wolford, and get it to him. Yeah,
that's right. He's a good player.
That looks pretty good. That's a proper drop punt this time. And the second goal for Renmark for the quarter. Second goal for Adrian Herodor, and it takes Renmark out to a 10-point lead. 4-8-32, leading Loxton North 3-4-22. Warning signs, or they need an answering goal?
Well, I'm just looking at there's a crowd on half forward there, and after the last 2 Herodor goals, he's turned to them and let them know that he did kick the goal. So I wonder whether he's getting a bit of advice from them. That's
the Barmah Monash boys, I reckon, down in that forward pocket.
I'll get the binoculars out and have a bit of a look.
Get the 10-20s on them, Lockie.
We're going 7x50s today.
Okay.
There's there's the Loxton reserves over there.
Might be them.
Maybe them, right under the windsock.
Yeah. Hampel back into ruck against Gardery. Loxton North desperately needing to answer those 2 goals.
Gillard tried to run away with it but was held. Now still inside. Loxton North on the rebound. Now inside attacking 50. Looking for Wagner, and I reckon he's taken the mark. Not paid, but he was dumped after he got rid of it, and he's going to get a free kick. 45 out from goal.
I think he should have had the mark paid, but he's going to have the shot from the exact spot he would have marked it. So
he was 4 deep, and he hit the pack hard, so he could have paid it for effort, do you think?
Yeah, well, I've actually thought he controlled it long enough. Yeah. It's a big kick, though. He's going to have to kick it all of 50.
Yeah, I don't think he's got this distance in him. I can't work out why no one's giving him something short. But like you said, watch out for James. Oh, he's given it a ride all the way to the goal square. Bonnie Oates, big long tentacle up, but couldn't bring it in, and it goes through for a point. Loxton North 3-5-23, trailing Renmark 4-8-32 on the very bit of scoreboard. Straight out it comes. This is a dangerous play for the Panthers. That one come out to Gillard at half-back. Straight away, a long kick down the wing and finds...
That's Herodor with it. Left half forward. Goes short. I reckon that's Lellman running with the flight of the ball. Takes the mark just on the painted 50. And just holds up, waiting for some targets to move around. Dan Wolford there just backs out of that one.
Renmark starting to get some loose players forward of the ball. And they're starting to really make the Panthers pay.
Takes the mark. Just about 15 metres closer to goal than when Lellman was. So Jackson's going to back himself here. He's on a fair angle.
Already kicked one goal today.
But he's going to back himself in. He's going to be kicking from just inside the 50.
From what we've seen, that's probably the best spot to be having a shot from goal at that end from. He's
Looks
given it a ride. He's gone through the points.
I get the feeling Jackson's got a little bit to prove. Just remember, he wasn't in the side that won the grand final last year. So he might have a point to prove.
He extends the margin where he did then. He had a point and he got it. He proved that point. And he's extended the lead out to 10 points on the very better scoreboard.
It's going to be Dylan Petch that takes the kick out. Oh, the kicks hit the deck. Renmark fighting on it. Lewis locks it in and will get a ball up. Not a great kick out.
No, some of this disposal leaves a little bit to be worried about, especially in the back lines. You know, why don't you get it wide and get it out of that area?
Take the territory, you reckon?
Yeah.
So we're going to go another ball up. Still inside Renmark's attacking 50. Now into time on. 20 minutes played.
In the Ricatera wine. So what do you reckon's left, Lockie? Up goes a...
It's Hem. Now it's going to be Josh Wooldridge that gets a kick away straight in the centre and intercept from Harry Beavis for the Rovers.
He's off.
Went left, then had to go right. Kicks long to a contest. Panther defenders rake that in. That's Cody Vomar.
Takes the chest mark, looks to switch, goes wide, finds out there on that. Is that Mac Hall out there? No, it's Michael Scott. And he gets a kick smothered to Josh Vader. You don't want him with the football inside the forward 50. Neither do you want this guy. They use the ball so well. That was Lachlan Lellman. He chips it across and finds Ricky Garrett. He'll kick this from about 47 metres out, sort of almost directly in front, going towards the pool end, Renmark. Renmark starting to rack up.
Goes short, decides against that, Nobby.
Well,
now Loxton North are going to clear this one out through a couple of clumsy handballs, and Scott Lewis was taken late after the handball. He's going to get the free on half-back.
Won't worry Scott Lewis. Will this be Scott Lewis's last game if Loxton North don't win?
No. He's never going to retire. Like Ryan Proud, they just keep going.
I feel as though North need a goal before half-time here.
They do.
Renmark are just on the verge of cracking this one open, I think.
Oh, Meneghetti couldn't quite mark it. Chopped out, but Reece Wooldridge got his hands on it. Now Wagner at half-forward for Loxton North. Inboard to Buckley. Couldn't quite rake it in.
That was a throw.
Incorrect disposal, and it's going to be a free kick to Loxton North on half-forward. They're going to have to be quick. Nearly 22 minutes played.
Buckley to take the kick inside the centre square. Will drive North forward into attack. Goes short, looking for a teammate, but couldn't get it. Out the back goes Brown. Harrison Brown for Renmark. Takes a bounce inside the defensive 50. Handballs across to Ricky Garrett, covering a bit of ground. He had the last kick forward. He shoots it up, gives it back to Brown at half-back.
He's just looking for some options right in front of the scoreboard here. Goes inboard to Lellman. Just going to hold up.
Yeah, they're looking to run the clock out here for the first half and take a 10-point lead into half-time. Ball comes loose to Is that Declan Johnson there with it? No,
but that was Stockman there.
But here's Liam Jackson, all on his own. Will he go back into the middle? No, he goes wide.
Oh, that's gone nearly out of bounds on the full. Oh, and Adrian Herodor full tilt at the ball goes into the crowd.
Just trying to get a touch on it, but didn't.
Backs up.
Do you think Jackson took the wrong option there? He had a player running inside him.
I think he was in about 3 minds of what to do, and just
had
ran
too
out
much
of
time.
in the end.
Too much time, and he wasted it all.
Sherpig up to half forward, but intercept and taken there by Rhett Perry. He's just going to go on the rebound inside 50 for the Rovers. Ball to a hot spot. No one able to drag it in. Loose footy at the front. Umpires called too high. And I don't know which way
it's going to Renmark.
It is too.
This is Stockman, I reckon, is it?
I actually think
Declan Johnson.
I think Cody Vumard might have had a case for
mark
being blocked out of that marking contest, to be honest, but not paid. And now Declan Johnson can make this a 16-point game as we get very close to half-time.
Renmark obviously done their homework on Vumard after all those intercept marks he took last week against Wakery.
They were there. We did see them just in front of us.
Johnson takes the kick.
He's missed to the right.
That wind's doing a bit out there. 4-10-34 Renmark, Loxton North. 3-5-23 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
11-point game in the Rovers' favour. Could have been a lot worse. 4-10's not the most accurate kicking you ever seen. Here we go. Petch plays on this time. Comes out a half-back for Loxton North. Looks up but can't find anyone to kick it to. Struggling to get some rebound off half-back, Loxton North. And the ball comes back in. This time, Renmark player taken with the footy. Tackled well by Jasper Hutchinson, who's caught him for holding the ball. I reckon that was Gillard he caught for holding the ball.
It was.
Yeah.
Shoots it across to Michael Scott, centre half back. He's got Sherpig out wide, running past. They've got an overlap here, but they've got no one in front of half forward to kick it to. And there's the half-time siren, which will take Renmark into half-time with a 11-point lead over Loxton North in a very entertaining game.
Let's go around the grounds with Trevor Scott here at 5RM Riverland Football. Trevor, what have you got? They certainly are, Trevor Scott. It is a windy afternoon here at Loxton. 11-point lead currently for the Renmark Rovers in the preliminary final for 2025 Riverland football. Renmark been in the last 6 grand finals. Can they make it? Number 7 for Loxton North. They haven't been there since 2017. Nobby Norton, you've been alongside me this afternoon. Loxton North really giving Renmark some headaches.
Yeah, they certainly are, especially in that quarter, Lockie. They turned a 3-point deficit into an 11-point maximum result for them at half-time, so a lead. So Loxton North only 3 points in that quarter, whereas Renmark came out and kicked 2-5 after kicking 2-5 in the first quarter. So plenty of shots at goal. And I'm looking across at that scoreboard, and I don't think it's right again. It was right for a while. Now they've lost a point again. My score has it down at Renmark 4-10-34, leading Loxton North 3-5-23. And if we get to a tight game, that's going to help Loxton North, because Renmark, it's not going to help Loxton North, it's going to help Renmark. Goal kickers for Renmark, Herodor with 2, both in that quarter. Singles to Jackson and Vader. For Loxton North, James Neal with 2 and Reece Waldridge with a goal. All kicked in the first quarter. So for me, guys, Loxton North are going to have to be in front at three-quarter time to be a chance of taking the step into next week's game.
That's right, but they did come from behind last week at three-quarter time. Remember, they were 15 points down, and they just shut Waker out in the last quarter. So, yeah, big challenge for them. And they say the third quarter is the premiership quarter, and prelim final weekend is where you want to be. So they've got themselves there, both of these sides, and chance for a grand final berth next week. And just another thing too, if Loxton North get there, we'll have a team from every club participating on grand final day.
Okay, so we need them. No, well, the RFL need them. Renmark don't really care too much. They'll be happy playing against Sparma on their home deck.
Final.
Ball up in the air. The umpire signals the second half. One club season will be over in the next 2 quarters. Loxton North with the first clearance. They go up to half forward. Buckley on a big league and takes it in. North have hit the third quarter hard. He goes forward looking for Waldridge. Not able to mark it. He nearly had enough time with it. Renmark trying to clear it out. Wagner for Loxton North mops it up. We'll get a ball up 35 out from goal.
Gee whiz, that was a great mark there from Jared Buckley. He has got technical. He has pulled down a couple of really strong marks at half forward. Up it goes inside. Bonnie Oates with his hand on it. Goes to Tim Blight. He didn't really get rid of it. Ball comes out, chain of handballs. This time Lachlan Lellman with the ball deep in defence for Renmark. Goes across the ground looking for Matt Wolford and finds him at a half back.
Renmark now just looking to hold up for some players to cross the field. Wind speed increasing too. Gusts of 37 kilometres an hour just recorded at the Loxton Bureau Weather Station.
Who gets it back?
Lellman with the ball now up. Just paddles it forward, puts it out in front of Garrett, who's on pitch. Garrett manages to outplay him, kicks inside attacking 50. Loxton North, though, the defender of the day so far, Cody Vomar, clears it out to a contest, crash forward. Some hard footy being played. Renmark now wrapped up again with the ball. These Loxton North youngsters are really holding on here this afternoon.
Renmark have got to answer the challenge here. Loxton North got to answer the challenge. Renmark moving the ball too easily out of their half-back line into the forward line. They did it in that second quarter. They're doing it again. Ball comes forward this time from Vader, who hits Gillard on a fast lead on the chest. About 30 metres. He'll take this shot for goal about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle, but the right side of the oval for a left footer. Don't you think, Lockie Dan, the way they're moving that ball off half-back, Loxton North aren't paying respect to any of those players.
Yeah, we spoke about that at half-time. Looks like Gillard wants to go the snap here. He missed one early on from this pocket. That shot, though.
Wheels around. Don't know if it even made the distance.
No, I don't think it did.
I think his Renmark teammate just paddled that one through. So a minor score recorded. Takes Renmark to 4-11-35. Loxton North 3-5-23. Josh Nelson for Loxton North goes long and finds Dylan Petch out in front. Slipped and hit the deck. Had to get a handball out. Coughed up. Renmark now a couple of link-up handballs. Josh Vader over the 50. Sold the dummy. Then the ball smothered. Loxton North get the dish-out handball. But it was Gillard. Then got a handball away. Kick doesn't go about 3 metres. Now Schenkel gets a booming handball out. Eckerman lost that in the deck from Hampel. Now inside a 50 again for Renmark, and there's Gillard, who's going to take a shot on goal from the opposite pocket.
Closest man to him then was Liam Jackson. Both of them one had to wait for the other to mark it. Look, some poor ball handling there by the Panthers in close. and that's probably what's costing him the game at the moment.
Yeah, and Renmark's transition, again, just too easy for them. And Gillard will want this one. Tough kick.
We'll start it out to the left as we're looking. No, he doesn't. Started it out the other way and it stayed out there. Vumard up, ball comes loose in the pack.
He's going to be
Loxton. Change of handballs, and out comes Michael Scott with the ball for Loxton North. Brings him out of defence, he was looking for Wagner, who was pushed under the football, and it was play on.
Now it's Gartrey for Renmark, who drives it inside, attacking 50 again to a contest. Lelman unable to get the mark. Petch for Loxton North gets a hand on it as well. They're all diving back on it. Now the other Petch, Cooper, gets it out to Hampel. Now Scott Lewis off half-back for Loxton North, looking for Brock Viney Opes, went over the back. Blight for Renmark gets his hands on it, gets a handball out and was taken high.
Yeah, the tackle started high and it wasn't any good
that will be a 25-metre penalty, a bit slow.
A couple of Loxton North players needing to answer the challenge here. I know it wasn't the greatest disposal forward, but they've got to lift if they're going to be in this game in the last quarter. Jenke goes short, cut out by Wooldridge. Josh handball to Neil, who's standing flat-footed, surrounded by Renmark opponents. He goes back over and tackled into the ground. Renmark have come out a little bit fiercer at the footy.
Yeah, I thought the positioning of Tim Wolford at half-back there was really crucial for Blight to win the footy and then the free kick.
So ball up, half forward for the Renmark Rovers. Good tap from Gartery. Vader got a soccer off the deck, but Joel Worsfold through traffic gets a handball out. It was Sherpick, dished back into Josh Wooldridge, who looked for Wagner, but it's going to spill out of bounds, a couple of bounces, and it'll be a free kick to the Rovers on broadcast wing. Yeah,
Loxton North coughing up opportunities here with very poor disposal in their forward line. Wagner not happy, shaking his head over that. And here's the juxtaposition. Tim Wolford finds Nathan Zernig with a lovely pass at half forward. He will drive Renmark into attack. Looks to go long.
Goes to the pocket. Oh, Sherpick nearly took a one-handed mark, but not paid. Umpire says he'll have it. Ball up.
Some interesting matchups here at the moment. Tim Wolford back onto Wagner. Obviously, they respect his ability to break a game open, and Tim Wolford playing back at half-back. Not a position you normally see him. Normally, he's up on ball.
Ball in. Scott Lewis off the deck, handball chopped out. Ricky
goes.
Garrett off the deck, gets a handball out. As we've seen all too often, it was to Jackson, who didn't go that far.
Too long. Took too long.
Yeah.
Took too long. Lewis with the free kick for Loxton North from deep in defence. Has not many options here. So he comes up the line looking for Wagner. Comes from 3 deep, almost pulls it in, gets hands to it first, comes out towards Petch. Rushed over the boundary line for a boundary throw in at half forward for Renmark here on the grandstand side.
12-point lead to the Renmark Rovers. 6 minutes gone. Third quarter Riverland footy on 5RM.
This is how Renmark like it. 5 goals normally wins them a game. Worsfold takes the ball off the ruck hit-outs. Goes back over it. Dan Wolford with it, but wrapped up by Neil. Will be another ball up here at half forward for Renmark.
See Garrett's out here loose.
Yep.
A bit dangerous. And right in front of him, on cue.
He
was stripped of the footy, though.
Geez, he's unlucky to not be given a holding the ball free there.
Oh, of course. He had plenty of time, was tackled and knocked the ball out. Once you got Pryor and it's knocked out, it's holding the ball, isn't it?
Ball up now. Good tap from Gartery right in front of Scott Lewis for the Panthers. However, a couple of loose handballs off the deck. Now out to Garrett. Gets the handball out to Lelman, who's got a bit of space. Has to back turn round. Oh, shocking kick off the deck. James Neal run onto it into traffic. Just got a kick and hope away. And Lelman takes the mark. He was taken late by a handball. Nothing intentional, but...
Fiery character, Lelman. He's worked his way up the Renmark Rovers best list, and I think he's probably the most influential player at the moment.
Yeah.
Goes long, looking for Gillard. Bumped out by Sherpick. Good bit of defence. Petch ran over it. Now Gillard gets a handball out to Jackson. Incorrect disposal, though, and free kick Loxton North.
Umpire right on the spot there to see that, and it will be Petch with the free kick at half-back.
Jackson got taken down by Judge Sherpick there.
Comes out towards Wooldridge. Ball comes over the back towards Zunik. He's wrapped up, taken to ground, gets his handball out. Lelman tries to fend off. Was given plenty of time.
Now Scott for Loxton North through the middle finds Buckley. Smothered, was punched out the way. Nelson now for Loxton North. Just got a handball away as he was getting tackled. Viney Opes on half forward. Just sticks it on the boot. It's a 1-on-3. Reece Wooldridge. Can he get his foot to the ball? He's got a foot race. He's got to handle it. Got a kick away as he was getting tackled, and Renmark pick up the crumbs and clear it out.
Yeah, off half-back. Ball goes out wide to Declan Johnson. He's all on his own out there. Looks up, finds Gillard on a long lead in front of Sherpick. Takes the mark at half-forward for Renmark. He looks up. That's the damage they're doing off half-back. They're just rebounding way too easily. Ball goes in long. Herodor up, second bite. Handball over the top towards Stockman. He turns back one way, goes the other, and kicks the goal for Renmark to take them to 5 goals, 11-41, leading Loxton North 3-5-23 on the very better score, but an 18-point margin, and starting to creep into danger territory for Loxton North.
Yeah, I can't help but feel this one's at breaking strain at the moment. I mean, look, the Panthers won the footy at half-back. Should they have had a free kick potentially, but would they have moved it on anyway?
No.
We don't know, but yeah, Reece Wooldridge, he would have loved his time again if he could just got maybe a foot on it and got it 4 metres further than you never know. But yeah, great transition again from Renmark. That's been the key to this game of footy, and that's why they got a 3-goal lead. Yeah,
they've kicked the last 3 goals of the match and they lead by 3 goals. So North need to answer now, or else their season's going to come to an end today.
And on a day where the breeze is picking up, I'm not going to say a goal's worth 2, but it's probably a goal plus GST. You get a 10% benefit out of a goal this afternoon.
Starting to get the ball in the middle and work it out. And I think where they've done that, and Tim Wolford back into the middle now.
Ball up, again in the middle. 9.5 minutes played. Scott Lewis for Loxton North. Kicks up to half forward. Socket off the deck from the Renmark Rover player and Anspatch. Now it's Vader that picks it up off the deck. Looks for Johnson. It's going to beat him to it. Eckerman for Loxton North. Dived on the footy. Gets it up off the deck. Another bite at it, though. Is this going to be holding the ball? It's not.
No, well, consistency there. I mean, I think it probably should have been, but they didn't pay one the other side. So consistency is what we're after. Renmark doing a stack of damage, rebounding off half-back and handling the ball cleaner. And this bloke's one of them. Johnson shrugs a tackle.
Tim Wolford.
Yeah, sorry, it was Tim Wolford.
Inside 50.
Gee whiz, they found Gillard pretty much with some nice kicking, and you can't really blame Judge Sherpick. He's been right on his hammer, but the delivery's been very good. And at the other end, it's been the opposite. The delivery's been almost non-existent to the Panther forwards.
He'll be pretty happy if he can kick this one. He's had a few opportunities in this quarter.
Around the corner again.
Wheels around. He looks happy.
No, it's
that's
missed.
Minor score.
Another behind for Renmark takes them to 5-12-42, leading Loxton North 3-5-23, 19-point margin, biggest margin of the game so far.
Yeah, coming up to the 11-minute mark, the third quarter. North are going to have to find something soon.
And that's the 11-minute mark on the Rickaterra wine clock, Lockie.
Absolutely. So, just looking at that scoreboard, see goals far and few between.
It's a Renmark style game, isn't it? 5 goals to win.
Yeah, Renmark, though, we've seen them flick the switch and kick a few quickly. North with the kick out. They bring it grandstand side here at Loxton. Pushed forward. Ricky Garrett ran onto it. About 3 bites at it and gets out of traffic. North player bumped late, and that was Patch. That was back up. It was Garrett onto Johnson, though, inside 50, but Sherpig on the last line of defence for Loxton North gets his hands on it.
Gartery, no intention to get the ball. Caden Gartery, just straight at the Loxton North player. Probably copped him around the chest area. And he wasn't expecting it. Ball comes down the line. Meneghetti up for the mark. Couldn't bring it in. Ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in here at centre wing.
Yeah, Zunic there for Renmark getting more into the game.
Loxton North needing something here. Hampel up, takes the ball out of the air, gets it onto his boot, but smothered by Gartery, his opposing ruckman. Both ruckmen wrestle for the ball. It'll be a boundary throw. It'll be another ball up here at centre wing.
We've seen Gartery against all the ruckmen this year, and I don't know, I think Hampel's probably his biggest test today.
Yeah, he's caused him. There's a good tap out over the top by Gartery. Kicked off the ground by the Renmark player, only to Joel Worsfold. Comes out by hand to Scott Lewis. Tries to get the ball on. Umpire says play on. The big fella Hampel gets it on his boot.
Loose footy at half forward for Loxton North.
Meneghetti tackles his Renmark player down, but out the back line comes Dan Wolford across to Morgan. I reckon that was Morgan Edwards,
yeah.
who's had a solid game across half-back, but hasn't used the ball to his best of his ability. This mark's taken across half-back by Worsfold. Drives it up to looking for Viney Oates. He pulls it down out of the pack. He's got to get up. He's got to move this ball quickly into Wooldridge while he's one-on-one. Reece Wooldridge, he looks dangerous. Here he goes across the ground. He's giving him a wonderful lead over his head. He was looking into the sun. Out comes Dan Wolford, taken to the ground late as he went to kick it. Loxton North keeping the pressure on here. Through goes Wooldridge, picks it up in one grab, but taken to the ground. He's got a bit of pace, the young fella, hasn't he?
Certainly does. So a ball up, 20 out from Loxton North's goal. 13 and a half minutes played. Ball tap back inboard. Renmark clear it out. Up to right half back. Josh Vader couldn't quite get his hands on it. Out of bounds. We'll get a ball in right in front of the windsock here at Loxton this afternoon, which is currently showing that wind speeds of around 30 kilometres an hour this afternoon.
Josh Wooldridge running with the Renmark coach Vader. A good duel there. Out comes the big fella Jared Buckley to take the hit out.
Over the back it goes. Caden Gartrey got a half a hand on it. Spills loose on the deck. Worsfold off the ground. Look for Eckerman. Jackson was taken with the ball. I would have thought that might have been high, but umpire says he's going to ball it up.
I think he might have grabbed the ball high. The ball was up there.
It's just a shame his neck went with it.
Yeah, too true. Ball out of the ruck by Buckley. Got it onto the boot, but couldn't get it forward. And who's mopping up? Harry Beavis. But the ball's taken out of his hands by Buckley. Second bite. Out to Jasper Hutchinson. Across to his teammate. He gets it deep into attack. Helped under. The ball was Wagner. Geez, copped some treatment today.
Talk about a mark of the day contender there from our old mate Nathan Zunic.
Yeah, one of your favourites, Lockie, isn't it?
Short sleeves today.
It's a bit warm now for him.
Yeah, kick hit. It was Lellman with the mark, and he was given a little bit of treatment after he marked it. They're going to get the free kick.
Yeah, it was there.
Josh Nelson there for Loxton North, just getting a little bit frustrated.
Loxton North players not remonstrating the umpire, so the free kick was obviously there. I thought Wagner's copped a fair bit of treatment in the marking contest. Something he hasn't really, I don't think he's really been looked after when he's going for the footy. Off half back comes Renmark. This time going forward, Cody Vumard in the way, wrestles down another defensive mark at half back.
Cody Vumard now just at right half back for Loxton North. 15 and a bit minutes played. Straight down the line, looks for Buckley, but paddled out of bounds. The ball in.
He always seems to be up against a couple every time, Buckley, but never outmarked. A real beacon attack for Panthers. They've got to give him a better opportunity than that, though. Over the back, Renmark players everywhere. Tim Wolford takes the ball, but he's well tackled and well called, holding the ball. He had plenty of time. Can't get away from James Neal, can you, Lockie Dan?
No, you certainly can't. He's got Wooldridge out wide. He's got to go there, he does.
That's Josh Wooldridge. Josh just looking for a target now. He's got a couple of leads, looking for Reese, but it's going to hit the deck.
Over the top.
Buckley front and centre from the pocket, looking for Meneghetti in the other pocket. I think he's marked it, running with the fly to the ball.
He's pulled down a strong contested mark. Maybe even wrestled himself into mark of the day calculations. I had Cooper Petch one in the second quarter. I'm going to have to put down Scott Meneghetti for that mark. It's a solid mark, if only he can finish off that good work.
Just for their first since the first term.
Takes it on his non-preferred right leg and goals it.
The Panthers aren't done yet. The margin back to 13 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. Renmark 5-12-42, Loxton North 4-5-29.
Yeah, a long-awaited goal. They went the whole second quarter without a goal, and Renmark kicking the first this quarter. Loxton North answering. It was a great kick by Buckley. He centred that up and sent it right up there, and Meneghetti stood there with two opponents and dragged the mark down.
So a ball up back in the middle in a minute. A few rotations going on. We've had some big quarters so far today. 26 minutes in the first, 24 in the second.
Where are we now on the Ricatera wine clock?
17 minutes played.
Look, it's still game on here, isn't it, fellas? 2-goal margin.
Exactly right, and you wouldn't want these chances to hurt you, would you, Nobby?
No, well, when you kick 5 goals, 12, if you lost the game, there'd only be one thing to blame, wouldn't there?
Exactly right.
Ball up back in the middle.
Up goes Hample. Taps it to himself.
Ran over it. Now the class of Josh Vader there gets a handball away, puts it out in front of Matt Wolford, who's getting chased down by Worsfold. Wolford inside attacking 50 for the Rovers, spills out the back. A foot race to the footy. It's going to the pocket. Jackson tries to shark it in, but well done from Michael Scott there that got a couple of hands on it. Renmark players are calling for holding the ball and out of bounds.
Yeah, good umpiring. Umpire's backing in the player trying to get free with the footy, which is good. Gee whiz, Hample's giving him a little bit. He comes off for a rest. Viney Opes back into ruck. The big fella's giving him everything he got, Matt Hample, and he's been a real handful for a normally dominant Zach Cartery.
Ball in, inside attacking 50 for the Rovers. Stockman got the crumbs, kicked it goal quickly, and that's missed the lot.
I don't reckon he would have got that if there were 4 sets of goals.
Yeah, that was, you'd be standing there signalling wide if it was cricket, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
And it would have gone through for 4 wides all the way to the
might have
boundary.
might have got a man at the third man or something.
Hey, look, the Panthers have wrestled a little bit of a ascendancy back here, but they're not quite using the ball as well as Renmark. And in that last passage of play, it was Vader, it was Matt Woolford, it's Lockie Lelman. It's those same names, isn't it, all the time.
Be interesting to see where they go here. I think they'll go down the line towards us.
This is 5 on Riverland football. You're right, Lockie Dan. They come down the line to the grandstand side. Spills out the back. Tim Woolford got a handball out. Finds Vader over the top. On the boundary, getting chased by Petch. Got a kick away. It drops short. North now, clear it out. Michael Scott couldn't quite scoop it off the deck. Declan Johnson inboard, looking for Garrett. Zunic.
Loxton North player didn't have it there. It was number 19, wasn't it? Cooper Petch.
Petch, yes.
Serviceable game at halfback for Cooper Petch.
Yeah, it has been. I'm just noticing Declan Johnson there. For me, he's Renmark's barometer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Up it comes towards the middle of the ground. Brown in front for Renmark. Harrison Brown takes the mark at half forward for Renmark in front of Nitschke. Looks up, goes straight across ground to Tim Wolford. Zach Nitschke after him. Look at his waist, son. The belly button never moves. Brown backs up, takes the ball, looks at for Gillard. Takes nearly a nice mark. Plays on with the footy, but wrapped up. Joel Worsfold gets hold of the Loxton North. Takes it to the ground in a tackle. There'll be a ball up inside the Renmark forward 50.
Tell you what, Judd Sherpick's had Gillard's measure today.
Gillard's had a few opportunities, but Judd hasn't given him a metre.
No. Ball up on the 50 arc for the Renmark Rovers. Doesn't go that far. We'll get another one. Coming up with a 20-minute mark. 13-point margin.
Judd
Renmark lead.
Key Loxton North defender. He's they couldn't be anywhere near where they were without him out there. Ball comes out this time to Lelman. Thrown to the ground. Kicks it up in the air. That'll be play on. Another tackle. I can't help but think Loxton North have all of a sudden thinking it's now or never. They've got to have a dip.
To me, they can't let one in before three-quarter time.
They need one themselves to narrow that margin. Up go the ruckman, this time out the back towards Lewis.
Gartery, but it was sharked off the deck from Worsfold. Got it out to Petch. Got a handball out, dangerous one. Now a couple of link-up ones off half-back, and there's Scott Lewis, the general, up to the broadcast, far wing rather. A handball back inboard from Petch. I think that's Wagner.
Right.
Up to inside 50, it's Meneghetti. Takes the mark, 45 out. A big moment for the Panthers. This could be.
That's when they look their best, when they move the ball quickly like that and open up some space.
Has he got the trick? He's going to have to kick it all of probably 45.
He's got the breeze behind him. This is right on the limit.
Completely unchecked inside 50.
Look, he took a good mark under a bit of pressure there. Runs in for the shot at goal. Gives it a right distance, no problem. Accuracy, no problem. Another goal for Scott Meneghetti. Another goal for Loxton North. And he has brought them back into this game.
7-point margin. Who would have thought on the cusp of three-quarter time?
Boys, we saw this when they had to beat Berry in that last game, to second last game to qualify, and he stepped up and kicked a couple of nice goals. And he's done it again.
Wow. Just when you think that, Renmark are getting too good for them, they can't seem to get the ball forward. They haven't kicked one for a couple of quarters. They just pulled two from nowhere, and Meneghetti into the lineup this week. Wow.
Yeah. And it was good ball movement up the ground, and the general was had his hand in both those. Scott Lewis used the footy well, and the guy that really sparks him is Tyler Wagner. Took the mark out there and got straight on with it. Gee, that lad's got a good football brain.
Back to the middle it goes. The Panthers hungry for the ball. Scott Lewis in there, just wraps it up and we'll go again. 22 minutes played. You're right before Lockie down. They can't leak another one here. Now they're back into this one. Garrett through the middle for the Renmark Rovers. Gets it to Zunic. Zunic booms it inside 50. Looking for Hem. Couldn't quite drag it in.
Reece Wooldridge
You got
back.
Morgan Edwards there from the pocket. Sorry, Gartry from the pocket was Caden.
Is that Reece Wooldridge into the back line
That is a minus score to the Rovers. It is.
He went there late last week, remember, Nobby, against Waker at
And
home.
Vumard's gone forward, has he? What's the change?
Meneghetti.
No, Meneghetti's come off the bench.
No, I think he's just helping just shore up the defence for the rest of this quarter, maybe.
Petch takes the kick out. Dylan up to a half back, but Renmark Rovers get their hands on it. Lellman, a couple of bites at it, had to hesitate. Now back in board. Kicks inside 50, looking for Declan Johnson. Couldn't quite mark it. Mark's been paid.
Oh.
And the North fans are not happy.
Controversial call. Did he hold it long enough? According to the ump, he did.
You could almost argue there was a bump in the back at the same time.
Oh, he's paid the mark, though. He didn't pay free kick. He's paid the mark. But anyway.
You said, is the barometer, Lockie Dan? Is the barometer about to go off the dial?
Renmark leading by 8 points here as the third quarter ticks away. They're lining up for another shot at goal.
Just near three-quarter time.
Yep. 8 points the margin so far. 9 points.
Oh.
9 points now.
A minor score it is.
He just stabbed at it.
Football justice, boys?
Well, yeah, well, I don't know if he was paid the mark or whether he was infringed in the marking contest.
Yep. Here we go. Petch brings the ball back out of defence for Loxton North. Goes short, but goes straight to his Renmark opponent in Mitchell Jenke. This is not what you need to do in the dying stages of the third quarter when you're trying to hang on for a crack at him in the last. Play on, the umpire calls. The ball goes long towards the goals, Renmark goals. No one can take it. Reece Waldridge gets hold of it. Through the legs it goes. Comes out to Declan Johnson. An error by Loxton North, which has cost them the ultimate, a goal. And it takes Renmark out to a 15-point lead. 6-14-50, leading Loxton North 5-5-35.
Yeah, a couple of clumsy errors there. North defenders under a bit of pressure, and maybe that youth just, not the experience they needed. Renmark, a lot more games played of A-grade football, it must be said. And
look at
handball backing inboard.
Yeah, he's got to put that behind him and get back up. But mistakes like that are game-changing, season-changing, season-ending maybe.
Three-quarter time siren's going to go pretty soon, coming up to the 15-minute mark.
25-minute mark, I think.
Yeah. 25-minute mark, yeah.
On the
sorry, did I say 15?
Ricatera wine clock.
Yeah, there's a 5 in it.
Here it goes, up it goes.
5-hour in football. Hampel gets a tap away. Scott Lewis tries to do the crumbing, gets a kick away, but umpire says he'll have it after he kicked it. So we'll get another ball up back in the centre.
Long quarter this one. The players are going to be struggling.
Fellas, three umpires, all this side of the play. How can they see something the other side? Shouldn't one be the other side?
Expert comments. Thanks to Nobby. 5RM football and a 15-point margin to the Renmark Rovers in the preliminary final for 2025. We'll go around the grounds and one big quarter to come. Yeah, no, the scores that we have, Trevor Scott, at 6:14.50 for the Renmark Rovers, Loxton North 5:35. That's what we're rolling with this afternoon. Three-quarter time now wrapping up. Nobby Norton, a thrilling contest.
Yeah, it is. Still in at the Panthers, only just after two great third-quarter goals there by Scott Meneghetti. He has 2, James Neal has 2, and Reece Wooldridge 1 for Loxton North for Renmark. 2 goals to Adrian Herodor, singles to Declan Johnson, Nicholas Stockman, Josh Vader and Liam Jackson. Look, we know North can do it. We saw them do it last Sunday, but can they do it against the top side, the minor premiers?
Well, I reckon this was the exact margin that they had to come behind from, and they just snuffed Wakery out. So for Renmark, a spot in a home grand final awaits.
Yeah, they need to. Loxton North need to curb the players like Lelman, Matt Wolford and Josh Vader, because they're the ones doing the damage, and lo and behold, they're all pretty much in the middle. I noticed Dan Wolford running with James Neal. He needs to fire right up too.
Back to the middle it goes. It's Loxton North. Joel Worsfold with the first clearance. Kicks it inside 50. Kick forward. Meneghetti again gets a handball. He was taken high, but play on's the call.
He was taken around the neck.
Tim Wolford gets a booming kick towards the grandstand here at Loxton, and it's going to wobble out of bounds, and North will get the free kick here.
That bounce gained North, I reckon, 10 metres there.
Yeah, nice little backspin.
Petch brings this one back in.
Bring it back in. Goes down the flank, looking for Buckley, who nearly charms it out there. Through goes Worsfold, couldn't get clear of the pack. That'll be a ball up at half forward for Loxton North.
I reckon he had a case for high too there, and I reckon the Panthers fans agree.
I think the umps have maybe tucked the whistle in the sock, and it's play on, boys, except for the odd ball up.
Tap inboard from Gartree. Scott Lewis read it, got his hands on it, was taken out, and now another ball up. This is a thrilling preliminary final here at Loxton, it's got to be said.
I know it's a classic. They always say the first goal's the most important one, but it is for both sides here.
Ball up, Buckley in ball, boundary side. Another ball up, about our 5th in a row.
Yeah, James Neal comes out of that pack with the ball. I can't help but think he needs to be influential in this last quarter if the North boys are going to go through the grand final. Buckley taps it out of the ruck, goes back in after it himself, thrown to the ground. Renmark player tries to get clear, but after 2 tackles is taken to the ground. It'll be another ball up right on the forward 50 line for Loxton North.
Bit of activity behind the play there. Lewis and Dan Wolford having a bit of a chat. Another ball up. Booming tap.
Through goes Meneghetti. Can't get clear of the pack. Through like a runaway train. And I've been down at the Incanny line 100% of it, Centenary today, and that would look just like that.
Righto. One of the pioneers.
Yep. A train, a steam train.
I don't think Scott Meneghetti was building a railway line 100 years ago, but I like the comparison.
He was going through there like a steam train on the way to Yincanny, like where it was.
That's the new nickname for Scott Meneghetti then, the Yincanny Express. Ball up on the Loxton North, attacking 50 again. Tony Florence, umpire, says I'll have it.
Worsfold doing his best to get it clear of the pack for North to have an opportunity at goal here. Up it goes. Players around the footy. Only one pair of players forward to centre Renmark end. This is when Renmark look dangerous. If they come out of the pack clean, they've got plenty of space to work into.
There he is again, Garrett, just at it.
Worsfold says, I'll have it, boys. Snaps it back into the forward lines. This time one-on-one, Meneghetti and Tim Wolford. Meneghetti goes back, wraps up the big fella in Gartery, the ruckman, and it'll be another ball up forward of the centre of the North 50, forward 50.
So ball up. Trying to stop James Neal's run, but it's Josh Wooldridge that gets a kick inside 50. It's hurrying for the pocket, out of bounds. Might be on the full here. Umpires are going to have a bit of a chat. That might have been socket over the ground, over the line rather, on the full.
I don't know why Renmark even bothered to pick the ball. I should have let it go. They would have had a kick.
Boys, watching off the ball, watching Jenke on Neal. He's not even looking at the ball. Here we go, over the back. Renmark coming out of half-back. Matt Wolford, handball to Josh Vader. It's the same old firm, boys. Up the ground it comes. This time to Johnson. Eckerman hot on his heels. Grabs him, brings him to ground. But the ball still goes forward for Renmark.
Good tackles. Herodor on half forward. Gets a handball back out to Johnson, but he slipped and hit the deck. Max Schenkel for Loxton North gets the hands on it. Now to Eckerman. Gets a soccer away. It was smothered. Reece Wooldridge now in defence. Handballed. Overshot. It's
not
still
out.
in board.
Not out.
Cooper Petch thought it was out of bounds, and it eventually did, but players had to tell Cooper, keep going for it, mate. It's still live.
About 15 metres gain there. Huge crowd.
Look, it's a terrible position there for the boys, for all the team looking back into the sunshine. no one yet to score yet. Renmark still leading by the 15 points they led by at three-quarter time.
Hampel out of the ruck, tried to soccer it, but it was Lellman that ran with it. He was taken, and that is holding the ball. Pressure still on the Renmark Rovers here this afternoon.
He's got a man out wide.
He did take 3 steps away from the pack, but there's no getting away from James Neal, is there, Lockie Dan?
No, certainly not.
Josh Wooldridge now for Loxton North down the line to a contest. You got Wagner in there. Vomart over the back, spills out of bounds, and will get a ball in left of broadcast centre.
So the move's been made. Boomard forward, like they did last week at Barmera for the last quarter.
And he won them the game.
Yep. Ball's forward. In, up it goes. Viney Opes tries to get a hand on it. Renmark with numbers. Vader again. Gee whiz, he provides some drive when it's needed, doesn't he? Gets it out to Declan Johnson. To Zunic. Handball back to Dan Wolford. Around his player. Takes a bounce. Drives Renmark forward.
Looking for Gillard. Oh, Sherpy muscles him out, takes the mark. Renmark players are calling for a bump out, but that's in the laws of the game. That is a fair mark, and Judge Sherpy, a mark of the day contender.
The Loxton North vice captain, he hasn't thrown in the towel. Out it comes from half-back from Schenkel out towards Petch. Cooper, he's probably had the better of this duel all day.
Wrapped up by Ricky Garrett, pressured out of bounds, and a ball in.
He's curbed Garrett's influence on the game.
That one was Dylan, but
he has. He's curbed his...
Jenkie's definitely gone to Neil too. Stoppage.
Yeah, he's not even looking at the footy.
Lewis taking the ruck work. Tim Wolford trying to shark this off the deck, and pressured from Dylan Petch again, rocking the blonde mullet.
He's done a lot of things in his footy career, Scott Lewis. I don't think ruck work has been one of them.
Scott off, William Nitschke on.
Ball in, Gartrey pushes forward. Petch again off the deck, finds Worsfold in the middle, or overshot the handball. Worsfold finds Josh Nelson, who back turns, gets a bit of space.
Not enough time.
Worsfold under a fair bit of pressure in the middle. North, Dan Wolford was taken without it, but play on's a call. Morgan Edwards inside attacking 50. Gillard on a lead, takes a mark, 40 out.
Yeah, as much as Sherpick did, then he gets straight up and plays on and finds Declan Johnson, who had given Eckerman the slip. And I must admit, Eckerman's had his hands full there with Declan Johnson today, particularly in this second half. And the Renmark Rover barometer is showing storms for Loxton North.
Yeah, well, he's so dangerous inside 50 with that speed, and usually a good finisher. He kicked one late in that third quarter.
So a big moment here for Declan Johnson for the Rovers. He looks happy after the kicked it, and there it is. The Rovers 7th of the game, a 21-point margin. Renmark in control early in this third quarter.
Last 2 goals of the game to Declan Johnson. He certainly had an influence on the result. On goes Jasper Hutchinson back on in place of Cooper Petch. Hutchinson straight into the middle. Loxton North coach ringing changes here. He's got Vumard up forward.
Just looking where Reece Wooldridge is at the moment.
He's in the back.
He's still in defence.
Yeah, he is. He's gone to full back.
After he kicked the first goal of the game and was sort of the lead-out target. So, back to the middle it goes.
21-point margin in favour of the Renmark Rovers. Are they on their way to take on the Roos in next week's grand final on their home deck?
The Panthers have got other plans at the moment. Back in the middle it is. Gartery, a good tap. And the Rover train starts to get moving a bit faster. Ricky Garrett tries to shark the footy, but it's Loxton North through Worsfold. Kick it up to half forward. Josh Wooldridge couldn't quite mark it. Rovers off half back trying to get their hands on it. Bit of intercept work there from Matt Wolford. Now Loxton North. Morgan Edwards, a crunching tackle, and we'll get a ball up.
He's been their best defender today, Morgan Edwards, for Renmark Rovers. Been solid across half back, and then you let the runners bring the ball out.
Ball up on the far wing. Gartrey took it out of the ruck. Got a handball into the middle. Paddling it through. Loxton North again. Get their hands on it. Hutchinson now on half forward. Looks up. Kick didn't quite hit the target. Loose footy in the 50. Trying to back turn back to Lewis. Off the 50. Finds Petch. And he's taken a mark. Running with the flight of the ball. Dylan Petch. There's not many surf breaks at Loxton North, but he wouldn't look out of place with the surfboard on the car with the haircut.
Lockie Dan, has he got Garrett with him, or is Garrett coming from the ground? Is he trying to hide from the fact that that's his man lining up for a shot at goal?
Perhaps.
Has the kick. I don't think it's gone through the big ones.
Missed to the right. Takes Loxton North to 5-6-36, trailing Renmark 7-14, 56 by 20 points. as time ticks on the Rickaterra wine clock.
Yeah, 9 minutes played. 5RM at Riverland football. McDonald's Renmark. Renmark now just about controlling this one to the end.
Loxton North got to kick goals, got to kick them quickly, got to take some risks.
Renmark bring it to the grandstand side, finds Gartrey on a lead, takes the mark unchecked.
Hampel in the back play here, trying to block up the down the line kick, but Renmark won't go for that.
Loose kick inboard, finds your man again there, Lockie Dan, Declan Johnson, half back.
That was Lellman to Johnson. Lellman's been very pivotal in their game. Out wide, so is this bloke, Matt Wolford on a lead. Takes the mark on half back for him, plays straight onto his left foot, looking for him, finding Nicholas Stockman in a heap of space. And you know what happened there, boys? He was the one that was on the big ruckman, and he ran off him straight across the other side. So not Hampel's fault.
Jackson kicks up inside 50, finds Gillard on a lead. He's going to go back for a shot on goal.
Yeah, but a match-up error, and he took full advantage of it. He was matched up with the ruckman here on this wing, and he just took off. Not Hampel's fault. Shouldn't be standing someone like him. Someone else should have come up and picked him up. I can't help but think, guys, should this goal go through, and Renmark Rovers are on their way to another grand final against Barmera Monash Roos.
On home deck too.
Yeah, on their home deck. Gillard's he's kicked a lot of points today. Of those 7 goals, 14, he's a fair contributor, and he's still a contributor. It's another behind. 7-15, 57 Renmark leading Loxton North. 5-6, 36 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Maybe the 22 shots to 11 is a bit of a telltale.
Could be. North now bring it back in. Nelson looks broadcast wing again and finds Schenkel on a good mark. He's just going to turn around and goes back inboard slightly, looking for Cody Vomard, who can't quite get it. And James Neal was there front and centre, but dive on the footy it is, and we'll get a ball up pretty much in the centre of the ground.
Yeah, they need to get the ball, and that was a good move trying to take it down the corridor. They need to get it moving, move it quickly. Big fella's up. This time, Hampel out with it. Hampel's over the top towards Joel Worsfold's had a great game for the Panthers. Onto his left foot, looking forward for Viney Opes. Goes up. He's been penalised for a push in the back against Rhett Perry. And Rhett Perry will go back and take this free kick for Renmark inside their defensive 50. Not necessarily a great day for Viney Oates. Has tried hard, but not had the influence he had last week.
It goes long, gives it a fair bit of air. To a contest, over the back. Dylan Petch takes it, one-handed. Now spills out in front of Gartrey, who did a bit of selling candy, and gets it out to AJ Hem. Puts it out in front of Gillard, who couldn't quite mop it up. Still inboard just in the painted 50. Back inboard to a contest. Neal got his hand on it. Now Petch again dives on it, and we'll get a ball up.
To think you can chip a ball to a teammate 5 yards away from James Neal and get it to him is not the sort of thing. Neal can cover those 5 metres in 3 steps in about half a second and close him down. Up goes the ball at half forward for Renmark. Big Hamps gets hold of it, flicks it back, but only as far as Renmark coach Josh Bader runs to the 50, looks up, drives them deep into attack. Good defence back there, but the Renmark player regathers the footy, snaps the goals, but hits the goalpost. That was Herodor again, wasn't it, fellas?
Yep, it was.
Yep.
22 points the margin. 5R in Riverland football. The Renmark Rovers.
Got to come down the middle, the Panthers.
One hand on their ticket to the grand final next week. Kick out for Loxton North. It's going to spill out of bounds, and we'll get a ball in. And Lockie Dan, you told us before you might have to duck off to the Riverland Netball Association Best and Fairest Awards nights tonight.
Who's going to win that, Lockie?
I would have thought Elise Lange from Loxton will be a fair chance.
I was just going to say, I've just sent the text to Wendy Gambling. You've got a late pass, mate. You can get there when this game finishes, all right?
Okay, good. If it's goodbye, Wendy, it's goodbye, anyone.
Well, Renmark now on half forward. Josh Wooldridge, he's not giving up, trying to paddle it forward. There's 1 under 4. Renmark look like they might get their hands back on it, but they don't.
Worsfold again with the footy.
To Reece Wooldridge. Now a couple of link-up handballs. Josh Woolley off half-back. Had no target to kick to. And it's going to be Rhett Perry for Renmark that just bombs it back in, attacking 50. AJ Hem out the back. Little palm off to Gillard. Handballs back inboard to Jackson. He was wrapped up by Eckerman. And that's be a ball up. 15 out from goal.
Experienced play by Jackson. Knew he was going to be under the pump. Held the ball to his chest. Waited to be tackled and thought, we'll take a ball up here 20 metres out from our goals rather than let Loxton North rebound it out of there. Out of ruck goes Tim Wolford. Snaps onto his left foot. Schenkel touches it. Feeds out a handball towards Eckerman, who rushes it through for a behind. taking Renmark to 7-17-59, leading Loxton North 5-6-36 by 23 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. Ball comes out towards Josh Waldridge, but punched over the boundary line.
Jeez, I would have thought that Renmark, they're about 8 minutes away probably from another grand final. They would want to fix their goal kicking ahead of next week.
Who would you take off and give them a spell? Because it's unlikely that Loxton North are going to kick the 4 goals to win in the last 4 minutes of the game.
I think the coach might take himself off.
I don't think that's the way he rolls, though, Lockie.
Or perhaps I'd take Zach Gartrey off as well and let Caden just take control of the ruck. I
don't reckon that's the way Josh Vader rolls. He's the skipper he says he leads from the front.
I'm looking at Tim Wolford. He's
he had an injury.
Generally someone I think that probably doesn't know best sometimes to just call the Jets, maybe just in terms of maybe getting an injury, maybe just go off for a bye.
Well, he's had an injury-interrupted season too, don't forget.
Meneghetti back on for Loxton North here and thrown in the towel, takes the place of Tyler Wagner, trying to get his hands on one more. He brought him back into the game, the Panthers, in that third quarter with 2 good goals. Gave him a chance.
Ball in. Renmark over the top. That was Stockman. Still loose inside 50. Gartery. That was Zach. Gets it to Vader in the pocket, who slots at goal, but it's taken in the goal square by Adrian Herodor. He turns around and kicks the easiest goal he'll ever kick on the Loxton Oval. And the Rovers are out to a 29-point lead. You can book that ticket to the grand final next week.
Yeah, you can. And a successful move, Herodor forward. He's kicked 3 goals today for the Demons. And with guys like Jack Austin missing and Brodie Rover, he's become their answer up forward.
Yeah, he has. So if you're Renmark, where are you starting him on Saturday afternoon?
Oh, he's got to start where he is today, where he's done the damage. 3 goals forward, starting forward. And I think Morgan Edwards is more than covered for him in the back lines. However, different lineup next week. Not quite as tall as the Panther lineup, so maybe you can get away with a few more runners across half back.
Just seeing Liam Jackson coming off for a rest. I don't think he'll be going on for the rest of the game.
You know how we've seen Jenke man up on Neal today, guys, on James Neal?
Yeah.
I think Jenke's the man I'll be playing on Justin Bonney next week.
Oh, well, Bonnie's more of a defence. I'd be throwing his name to Steve Burton, personally.
Okay, to Burton. So who are you going to play on Bonney?
Maybe like Liam Jackson or something like that.
Yeah, that'd work. Yeah, Liam Jackson would work.
Even if he gets 15 disposals instead of 25.
Yep. To win. Up goes the ball in the middle. This time, Tim Wolford with the ball out of the middle. Slams it forward. Punched away by Reece Waldridge. Through goes handball to Declan Johnson. Lines up. Goes in for the easiest of goals, and that's his 3rd goal. And she's junk time here at the Loxton Oval as Renmark stream towards the 2025 grand final.
Yeah, and they are going to be on home turf as well, so they're going to have 4 grades in the grand final, the 13s, 15s, 18s, and now the A's have all won today. The B's went down in that overtime thriller, which we were able to actually call the end of. So
yeah.
Hey, boys, a gutsy display by the Panthers today, not quite up to it in this last quarter. After putting themselves back in the game and only trailing by 15 points at 3-quarter time. But you can't help but look at their season and say, gee whiz, they qualified for the finals, then they won a final, they made it through to 3rd position. A pretty good effort all in all.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's been some significant signs of progress in Dave Higgins' 2nd year.
Yeah.
Back in the middle it is Lelman that gets a kick away right in front of Garrett, who tries to paddle it forward. He's got the Rockets on here. Gets away from Worsfold, gets a handball out to Lelman again, finds Vader at left half forward. And the Renmark Rovers are now just doing a bit of practice for next week. The Rovers have had a good hit out today. Inside 50, finds Hem on a lead. And the Renmark Rovers are just shoring up that grand final spot for next Saturday. Instalment 1 was at Waikerie. Number 2 was at Loxton North, and the 3rd one is going to be at Renmark. Barbara Monash and the Renmark Rovers. Who would have thought?
Yeah, well, there's been a fair contingent of Roos players. I saw Jamison Whitbourne notably earlier and Matt Wapke, so just having a look at the opposition.
AJ Hem has a shot at goal, kicks from just inside the 50. It's a fair kick and marked over the line. Minor score for Nick Gillard there. So, Hem with the behind. Gillard, the one that marked it just over the line. 36 points the margin. Renmark 9-18-72. Loxton North 5-6-36. Kick in. A free kick paid to the Loxton North skipper and Cody Vumard.
Doesn't stop fighting, does he? Just
goes back inboard, looking for Buckley over the back and finds Ricky Garrett for the Renmark Rovers, who's lifted this quarter. Could have a big night on Monday at the Willis Medal, who knows. Finds Johnson. Johnson now kicks inside, attacking 50 and finds Gillard, who goes on the left quickly, looking for Caden Gartree, mark taken, and another shot on goal is about to come for the Rovers.
And you've got to tune into Sports Saturday, of course, for you two next week, because you'll be able to go through the Murray Pioneer Team of the Year.
Oh, yes.
Very true.
Any clues?
One of your favourite tasks.
Any clues?
Well, we've mentioned a few today.
Gee, I'm hoping you got the Willis medalist in it.
Yeah, I hope that too. That's the one task I need to get right.
So, Caden Gartree now with a shot at goal, 45-degree angle on the right pocket. And looks like he's kicked it just about to Loxton North. Still in play. Stockman, shark the footy, gets a handball out. Reece Wooldridge for Loxton North, trying to clear it out. Petch was a bit slow with it. Play on's the call. Thought it might have been holding the ball. Now Herodor breaks through the wall, has a kick at goal.
That's his fourth.
And in shades of Steve Burton last week, kicks another one through a wall of about 6 or 7 players.
Right there, goal of the day. That won't be beaten.
Okay. I'll take that on notice.
42 points the margin.
I'll take that on notice, Lockie Dand.
So there it is, the Renmark Rovers, after a, I wouldn't say concerning second semi-final, but probably subpar for their usual performance.
I mean, they were 5 seconds away from watching this game, so, I mean...
True.
They'll be happy with the way they've responded, because that could have broken their spirit, really. But
yeah, and it probably took them a half of this game to shake off the Panthers and probably shake off the thoughts from last game.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
21 minutes played, a 42-point margin after what was only 7 points.
Hampel
in the
keeps
third quarter.
Reaching up, gets hold of it. Joel Westfold, another clearance out towards the general. Will that be his last kick for Loxton North, Lockie?
No. Inside attacking 50 for Loxton North. Cody Vomard dishes out to Buckley, who had to cough it up, and Renmark through defence are going to clear this one out. Nobby Norton.
Yeah, Brown's been quite solid across half back. Couldn't quite look. They've taken play on here. Ball comes out the centre wing to Zach Gartery, all on his own. He looks up, drives them forward towards Eckerman and Stockman. Eckerman's had a bit of a dirty day here. Stockman runs away from him, runs towards the 50, looks up, drives towards the goal square, up stretches the big long arms of William Nitschke, but he couldn't bring it in. Ball comes loose to Herodor, and he's kicked a Michelle here, Lockie. He's kicked 5. He has Pfeiffer. He has a Michelle here.
I think with that, he has officially cemented his name at centre half forward in the team lineup next week.
Yeah, a couple in junk time, but kept going. And look, that won't hurt him very much for next week. They'll go into that game with a bit of confidence now. And looking on the bench, I see Tim Wolford, Josh Vader, the A team, and I think Matt Wolford might be sitting down there as well.
Tim
Blight. So
I just can't really see past all the.
I think Matt Wolford's the other one down there, boys. I can't see him on field anywhere. I think that the A team's having a spell after a well-earned result for the Renmark Rovers. Ball comes loose this time. James Neal gets hold of it. He's had a rare touches in the second half after setting the game alight in that second quarter.
Tagged out of it, really.
Yeah.
And they needed to do it, and they've got the job done, and that's given them another weapon that they can work with next Saturday.
Yeah, and it was Jenke that's quelled his influence as well. So he's played a pretty fair game, Jenke, in a stopping role, and you think maybe Steve Burton's on the menu for him next week?
I would have thought, yeah. And the credit to Jenke as well is the tank that he's had to go through the middle all day with him, and after playing in the back line, that sort of key defensive year. So,
do you know the other thing I've seen here from the Rovers this week is that they've had a fair bit more aggression than normal in their game.
Inside attacking 50, a bit of a scuffle behind play. We'll just keep an eye on that one. Michael Scott and Jenke in there. Speaking of taggers.
Yeah, they need a couple more helpers to take on Scotty. Those two are not in the same weight division.
Yeah.
Those Maruk boys, they go all right, Lockie.
I don't know, Nobby. Your form on that's a bit off lately. Ball still in it. Renmark's attacking 50. Scott Lewis dishes out the handball out the back. Johnson for Renmark tried to run over it, and then Mason Eckerman gets a kick away to a contest. Hit the deck. Anspatch couldn't quite shark it in. Vomard went the shepherd, but probably could have gone for it. And a ball up on the broadcast wing here at Loxton, broadcast flank for the Renmark Rovers.
Look, some promising signs for the Panthers this year. Like I said, they've ended up in third spot. They've got a lot of young players who now have got finals experience and winning finals experience. And especially this young bloke, Petchy, he's played a great game.
Gets it to Michael Scott, who dished it back to Petch, but didn't quite hit the handball on the target. Now AJ Hem has a shot at goal for the Rovers. Minor score.
11-19-85, leading Loxton North 5-6-36, a 49-point lead on the Berry Better scoreboard. And really the margin is not an indication of how tough the game's been.
Yeah, but that being said, if Renmark kicked a bit straighter, it could have been even bigger margins.
Yeah, but it was a contest up until the third quarter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they were 15 points down at 3 quarters.
North take the kick out up to left half back, but Renmark are going to go on the rebound. More Stockman there was done holding the ball. Free kick to Loxton North in the dying seconds. 25 minutes played.
Oh, and
James Neal takes the kick and goes out of bounds, and it probably sums up North's second half of this game.
Yeah, they just have not used the ball well with hand or foot disposal in the whole game, really, and that sort of epitomises it. I mean, I know it's right in the sunset of the game, and Neal was just trying to chip it over, but he missed him by a heap.
Speaking of the sunset, it's been a lovely afternoon here at Loxton.
Lovely
kick up,
mark down the
taken
line.
there by Herodor. A bit of a highlight reel this quarter.
Man of the moment, 5 goals. A little Michelle Pfeiffer, he drives it in. This time Wooldridge reaches up and charms it down. That's Reece Wooldridge. Moved to the back line in the second half after starting pretty lively up forward. Gets on the left foot, drives it out, but only as far as Herodor. He's loving it.
You're pretty keen for the summer of cricket,
Yeah.
Nobby.
He's loving it, this Adrian Herodor. How long can we play another quarter? I'm loving this.
Adrian,
sorry.
Adrian. Yeah, that's all right, all good.
26 minutes played. It's been
There's been some big quarters.
Well, they've kicked a few goals this quarter.
Plus the time on before. So Adrian Herodor has a kick for goal. Kicks just from 50 out. It's drifting. It's going to be marked inside by Lockie Lellman. Siren sounds. Final scores nearly. Depends if Lockie Lellman wants to have a kick at goal. And
Renmark leading the game.
49
holding a 49-point margin at this stage.
So Lellman's going to have the kick, because you never know. Percentage might matter.
Yeah, it might.
You know, he might end his career on 999 goals. You never know. So
why wouldn't you just try and take some confidence?
He's a left footer.
He's
left footer, but he can't run around, and he hasn't.
Looks okay off the boot.
He's
umpire minor scores.
Tell us the story of Renmark stage.
Final scores: Renmark 11-20-86, defeating Loxton North 5-6-36. A close first half, a 7-point margin midway through the third quarter, but a class act from Renmark since then, and they take a 50-point win. And they'll be off to the grand final next Saturday at Renmark to take on the Barmera Monash Roos. A thrilling afternoon of footy. We'll go around the grounds one last time, then we'll come back and wrap this up here at Loxton. But if you're a Renmark Rovers supporter, get that ride ready for next Saturday. Bearing in mind, you probably could walk to the Oval, depending on where you live in Renmark. Trevor Scott, you there?